Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the stream. As now it's Element Mystic versus their opponents of Millenium. See again if Millenium can make it through to the quarterfinals. Play day on Friday, and you know what? If you're going to be watching from home, I'm so sorry you're not going to be with us here in Paris because, oh boy,
you're missing
so good. You're really missing out. There's so much here being prepared, and at least if you're watching from home, prepare to have your mind blown to smithereens. But
that's right.
We'll see whose hopes will get eradicated in this matchup.
During the break, though, I was taking a look at the notes from yesterday, and something I was thinking about is, so something that could work in Element Mystic's favor here. While this was a map that they lost 6-1, they lost 6-1 because they started on the side that they're obviously bad at, because they started on defense last time. They're starting on attack this time. Because last time they lost 4 out of the 5 defensive rounds first. So maybe that will factor into them at least doing a little bit better this time. Of course, operator bans as well going to factor in.
All right. We'll see how the operator bans fare in this one, as of course, this is map number 2, Millenium. Able to eke it out against Element Mystic. Final APAC hope here. And there you go. Just as I said, Dokkaebi, part of the ban said it's either Lion or Dokkaebi, because they realized how strong Hetty is, and there you go.
It's a sad Hetty.
Aw, sad Hetty.
Why you ban my op?
And Element basically give Millenium the free ban here. So now, not only does Millenium get the free ban on Lion, they also take down Dokkaebi, and they save the Blackbeard. And you see, this is one of the best parts of an land for Rainbow6, that everybody's very friendly. It's very fantastic to see people that are having fun here and out of the game as well. As let's say, last night was very fun. So.
Yeah, good times. So that is what these events are for, right? Fun and entertainment for everyone here.
Except for Jacek, but that aside, we'll see how things go for Millenium on their last ban, as Castle will be removed.
Well, this is some interesting choices. Not the usual suspects outside of Echo and Lion. So some variety to be had here. That Castle ban from Millenium, though, definitely an interesting one. We'll see if that factors in to some of these defenses. They are still going to start on top floor here for Millenium, and Liven having some fun probably with the 6th pick here. Is there's really no reason to actually reveal that. So I can imagine that's going to be a little bit of a sneak. But it will be a question mark, of course. Who will he be playing as? Speaking of no Blackbeard band, Sweet Black actually going to be playing it. We know he's actually a pretty good Blackbeard, though, so I guess he wanted to leave it on board for himself as well as Ranchiro. So works both ways. No! Liven.
What?
All right.
What?
All right. Interesting.
Okay, so
you rarely see that outside of the NA plays from Vertical.
And let's just say Latin America even played her on Bank.
We saw it also on Bank from Shate one round at the beginning of the season, but still rare, to say the least.
So Spas 15, I mean, it makes a lot of sense that he's using his silent step as much as possible. Because we don't really see Caveira, we have to remind you guys that once you silent step, Jackal cannot see you moving around. Like, you leave no steps, obviously, on the floor, so you can't be scanned by the
That's what makes this pick actually make a little more sense, is that they banned the 2 other operators that could do something about it. In this case, Lion and Dokkaebi are both gone, so it is down to Jackal, which, as you mentioned, is not the best counter. So that could work in Liven's favor, depending on how he plays it. Of course, he could still make some simple mistakes and get taken down.
You know, this is something that Zeronic was even talking about in Atlantic City. And even beyond that, it's 6 Invitational. It's definitely something that you could see happen, but it's kind of hit and miss. You'll run it for 1 round and then never run it again. But this all works perfectly. This is the best case scenario for a Caveira pick, so we'll see how this works out.
Yeah, well, now Ying not banned. Neilio be on it. See if he can get some push with that. So they're definitely taking advantage of some strong operator picks here to make the push. Now, of course, while Liven will be a little, or slightly immune to the Jackal, that means all the other players, though, still will be potential victims of that, depending on where those footprints get caught out. If Hetty can get on in, who is sad about his loss of Dokkaebi, but still has something to help track people. Liven, though, already making it happen. Not an interrogate, but still a kill, and that is that Ying down.
And I'm not sure if the Ying even spotted the Bope operator. No, it was just a run out.
Yep.
So that's an easy one there. Falco goes down, so it's a big loss still on the Legion. But Liven is definitely still alive. Has he been detected? There's a Jackal tracking, but it's on, I believe, the Valkyrie of Renshiro in the back. Because Hetty, he's still an admin. He's not going to have any footsteps to play against Livin here, who so far remains undetected. Element Mystic.
And we'll see if he continues to be a pain. He's playing over on the other side of the map for the most part, but he could still show up pretty much at any point here to be a big problem for them. And at this point, he takes his 1 kill, and he could just stay alive down in the basement for most of the round and come up for a potential retake without them being able to stop him. Chances are at that point, Jackal might even be dead. So, might not be a problem for him either way. Fortunately for them, though, X-Cows being shot off means only a little bit of a hole left.
Interesting part is that Element Mystic are running the Blackbeard in the hallway and not by the balcony that we were explaining before, which is the usual position for at least other regions, so North America, for EU to play with the Blackbeard on there. But Envy Taylor popping a Gizmot down the stairs just in case there's somebody coming up. They're always afraid of potential run-up.
It was a smart play, too, because you see Livin is at the bottom of those stairs.
Now, it does not give them information because he was a bit further away than where the one was thrown in. Rise will get one, but Hetty will refrag. Envy Taylor again, Livin now down and out. So no more plays from the Bope op here. Caveira eliminated. Rise, though, cannot find the angle, but it's Hetty down on the floor. Diffuser will get picked up by Envy Taylor with 15 seconds left on the clock. Second C4, no, not available. Those throw right on in, and Renshiro gets the kill on Envy. It's now Sweet Black, all alive with so little health left. Goes in for the deagle, but Rise is ready in the hallway. Millenium, fantastic play on the defense here, playing the mind game against their opponents. And there you go. Caveira, I'm obviously not going to put the whole round on the calf. That was only 1 kill, and they kind of gave away the Legion for free as Falco is still playing by the waiting room. But it did have some sort of impact of keeping Element Mystic on their toes.
Yeah, absolutely, especially since Livin stayed alive for quite a while in that round, to be able to just put that little bit of fear into them that it could come around at any moment. But either way, Renshiro will be playing another of his favorite operators here to do some damage. This is not banned, but Vigil also coming out. They have the Jackal. Still, though, Hetty could be the counter to Livin. But Livin, of course, having played that roam last time, is going to be looking to avoid Jackal as long as possible, being extra cautious about his footprints because, well, he's going to know Jackal's here thanks to the reveal. We're going to see actually a switch off of Oni-chan going to Monty, actually. And the switch off of Mira to Valkyrie as well coming out. So definitely trying to trick it a little bit here. See what Oni-chan could do with his Monty, though.
Yep, he'll probably be moving in from the front door or using the shield to clear out the top floor. That's usually the big part of doing it. You can get the shield in the front door, but it doesn't matter if Millenium still have a hold on the top floor. So.
I feel like bringing out the Monty is something they might have wanted waited till later in the rounds, just because later in the rounds, as we've discussed yesterday, on a map that only has 3 bomb spots, much higher chance you're going to know exactly which bomb spot they're on. Here was a 50-50 chance of garage or lobby, and if it was a garage strat, now they're going to have to adapt on the fly with an operator that could potentially end up somewhat useless on this bomb slot.
Yeah, and of course, Element Mystic have no hard destructors, but it's all right. I mean, you're playing in, against the lobby, so it's fine if you don't have any of that soft breachers. Definitely have the advantage over their hard breacher teammates. But Envy Taylor moving on in here, Element Mystic following right behind, and just trying to keep their opponents on their toes. Millenium punching a hole into the window.
Repel's definitely going to be hurt here, and he's ready with a shotgun. So this is actually a very dangerous thing for Envy Taylor to be doing, although probably not going to get a jump out, but if he gets the right intel call, he could make it. Envy Taylor, though, the one at the advantage, fortunately for Hicks.
Elko pushed back in the antechamber, and Element Mystic might just be looking for a Russian. I don't agree with this at all. Falco finding the first one as Livin will get the info on the second. Nelio finally taking down Renshiro, but Livin is just going to chase behind his opponents as he peers into the bathroom. Now 2 kills in a row still from Millenium, and Envy Taylor all on his own. What was this all about? And oh, hey, yeah, he's right in front of you. There we go. He found the shot on the second one. Hicks as well taken out, as well as now Livin with Envy Taylor having taken him out. It seems like Millenium were a bit too comfortable and just sitting back and watching their opponents run into the hallway. Unfortunately, blinded by their own smoke. They hear Envy Taylor going in for the plant, so Rise comes in to try and delay things as much as possible, but there's a minute 30 on the clock. That's a lot of time. And Rise barely has enough health here to go for the fight.
He could definitely fake this for a while. So much time left. I think at this point he can just continue to bait them out and bait them out and bait them out. They just won't know when he's sticking it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to try to do. Now, he does have a lifeline to play with, and I don't know if he still has a concussion lifeline to play with. There we go. Still has 2 of them. No, that's the 2 explosive ones. So nobody peeks in from the hallway just yet. 57 seconds left on the clock. A lot for NV Taylor, and as you mentioned, he's just going to keep juggling. Falco somehow runs in and takes no damage. As now NV Taylor is very afraid for his position in the press room. It's down on the floor, and Millenium are not really giving him any quarter as Falco from above finally getting the finisher as he had the impact in hand. Tried to find an angle to rotate back up. As if he didn't do it the way he did right now, would have probably gotten shot out as he rotated up the main stairs. He goes up the yellow stairs, gets the kill with the impact hole. And that's Millenium with the second round. I have to commend Element Mystic for the balls he plays, but
yeah,
you have, when you know you're going to have time, just you have a Monty. Take him up the stairs.
It was the strangest round, I have to say. Not just for the beginning, but also for how long the end took. That impact, I think, was a very impactful gadget in that case, because giving him the sightline down there meant it's, even if he didn't get the shots from down there, he might have been able to know when to drop hatch and been able to put pressure, or create enough of a distraction that we could have seen the Jaeger come around as well down the whole way. I mean, of course, Jaeger is forced into a position where he is pretty compromised coming down that whole hallway, but might have been able to sneak to the bathroom when he wasn't looking, when he's focused on the Legion upstairs, sneak into that bathroom, and then come around. There was a part of the bathroom wall opened up into the piano room that he might have been able to use. So I feel like that was a very, very, very tough spot to be in to try and plant. I think he played it fairly well, and just unfortunately did not work out in the end. And a valiant effort from NB Taylor.
Yeah, considering the situation, there wasn't really much that you could have expected. There wasn't a lot of time. Well, there was a lot of time left, but it's not like you're going to keep juggling that defender for the entirety of the round. There's one point where you will slip up and make a mistake.
Yeah. I almost feel like if he would have just stuck it one of those times, probably would have worked. But you never know which time it is, right?
Yep.
It's a bit of a poker game at that point. We will see, though, a similar attack lineup coming out from Element Mystic this time. Now, they know it's a garage, so that makes me think that either that lobby, that Monty was for lobby, or was just kind of, well, let's not try that again.
Is that a... Oh, here we go.
The Supernova...
This is the Korean play style. Oni-chan bringing out the Supernova on the Habana. Now, obviously, he's trying to go here to destroy the wall by the side of the bathroom, and have an entry through there to attack the bathroom with his Excairos. But I'm not sure if that wall is left soft.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to make some other use out of it on any other soft walls. You can find our, I guess, soft hatches as well potentially, but it's usually not the case.
Usually all reinforced. As the lobby hatch is reinforced, and the main hatch in the bathroom is reinforced as well.
Well, we'll see what he's going to be able to do with that. I mean, it could be also used for some finishers and some other moves in there, but either way, the Bearing 9 is enough of a gun to not necessarily matter too much, although it helps to have the Type 89 on the ACOG. Jackal, in the meantime, has found some footprints of one of the players downstairs, which may not really factor in too much. Probably one of the site operators. In this case, it looks like it could be Liven on Valkyrie, who was probably running around placing his black eyes, leaving some footprints. So that's not going to be the most useful info other than knowing he's not roaming right now.
NV Taylor continuing in with the drone, a Sweet Black, trying to pressure in from the back with the SR-25. And it's interesting that Element Mystic are running the Millenium Charm here.
That's nice of them.
It's very respectful of our Korean squad. But Element Mystic continuing on with their droning. They'll spot the Legion in the server room. As Neilio, not sure if he's going to use his cluster charges against this.
Hetty really getting unlucky and not really getting anyone that's a huge factor in roaming, but he is at least putting a lot of pressure on Jackal, or not Jackal, I mean on Legion from the Jackal, so that's going to help.
Yeah, you can also use the Jackal pings to your advantage if you're a defender. Just put them in to trick your opponents, your position. If they come into pre-fire one position, you're pretty much already reset to the second one, as it takes a few seconds for the tracker to find you.
That's at least the second smoke used already from Hicks.
And even a Candela here being used as Rise is just ready on the side. It was the drop from the Ying, and this is what usually you should be doing, is the instant you see a Candela being thrown in, you should fight against your opponents before they can play against you. Oni-chan, unfortunately, with the Supernova. He'll get one and then get taken down immediately by Rise, living with one more on Hetty, as MV Taylor is the last man standing. For Element Mystic versus the 4 Millennium, coming from the main stairs with so little time left, and unfortunately for him, Livin is ready and waiting, lying in wait.
Well, it unfortunately does not seem like Element Mystic's attacks on Consulate are any better than their defenses. So that's a unfortunate position for them to be in. We did see a fantastic comeback from them last time, but it was on the side switch. Might be too little too late if we see the same thing from them again this time. But Element Mystic, I believe, going to call for a tactical pause here.
Yep.
Good time to do it when you're 3 rounds down again, as they did earlier. So they're really going to have to rethink this here. Their strategy seeming to be just not quite as effective against, and they're also, I think, losing a little too many of their gunfights. I mean, I commend the Supernova kill there, but outside of that, you saw, for example, the Ying drop. Why Ying couldn't win that fight, I don't really know.
Well, the thing is, this has been drilled into the mind of especially EU teams, because they deal with this so much with the plays at the Ying. Once you hear a Candela being thrown, you peek. You peek instantly, because you know you're going to get blinded anyways. It's not a flashbang. It's much more consistent. So you just fight against it. And if you die, it's fine. You would have died pretty much anyways. You're going to be flashed. It's the probability of you winning out on the fight. It's not too high, but
absolutely. But it was just a case where like the Ying didn't even seem to be shooting back for the most part. Like,
yeah, because they were expecting to flash and then push in.
Yeah.
Because that is the mindset of the op, or a lot of people that are playing it nowadays. Maybe we'll see a shift in the metagame of running Ying.
Well, some nice 6 picks here. Glass finally coming out after all. And the Vigil from the Caveira this time not really going to stick with it. He's going to switch it. But the nice thing is, of course, he tricked the, I mean, by sticking with it earlier, which they didn't expect, now they're not going to know if he's being serious or not. Rise, though, 5 kills for him and 3 for Envy Taylor. So outside of those two, it's 1s for everyone. But we'll see if maybe this will be the round to turn it around. Of course, they have played all 3 bomb sites now, so they can go wherever they want, but it's going to be pretty predictable that console is going to be their next stop, as, well, that was their primary.
Just setting up very standard positions so far. Here, I assume we're going to see reinforcement in the middle here on the connector room. And he's going to have 1 reinforcement in the bathroom with a half wall next to it. So completely shot out for them to be able to contest the yellow stairs from the bathroom. So
yeah, a lot of rotates.
It's a good position to have the Legion in, but in the meantime, the Legion of Falco is playing in admin. And we've seen the goo mines, how they can affect the defenders if they're set on those windows. You kind of get tagged, and you get information off of that if you don't have cameras on the outside. In the meantime, though, Renshiro is, of course, on a Valkyrie. But I don't know if his equipment is laid outside. Rise is waiting in here, and he does get the spot on Hetty. Tries to fight against the second one here from the back, but that's the Jackal eliminated, and the drone taken out. Sweet Black surviving this on the Blackbeard, but for how long?
Well, they do have quite a bit of utility here to keep themselves alive. They even have the goo mine on the windowsill to make it so if they try and rappel up, they might get caught by that. However, this has been a bit of a tough fight on this attack, and they might just decide it's not worth taking admin at this point, going for a different take strategy, because they still have the Blackbeard, they still have the Glaz, the Ying and the Zofia, all going to be useful for attacking from the other side if they need to, or even taking from yellow stairs, which looks like that could be the strategy going forward here, deciding, bad plays on admin, and this is smart because there was just so much utility committed to admin.
All right, Envy Taylor and the team here just trying to clear out ADSs that are set up in the back, and those are the ADSs in the bathroom, I believe. And this Higgs will fall back into the bathroom. There we go. Rise should be able to pick up the ADS, or maybe place an extra one there, depending on where they want to have this set up. No, there we go. He's going to place an extra one to play on the stairs. This is an angle. It's a blind spot for any player playing in the skylight, and that's why you see him in this position.
Now, one ADS has already been burned. Not sure about the other one, but that is definitely him kind of running out of the ability to protect himself from grenades, but I imagine they might have already stopped committing resources to taking those ADSs out in the process. But now it's a predictable rotate. They know they're on the other side. The shield's over there. Shots don't connect, and this could work out in Millennium's favor.
Oddly enough, the connector room is not not have the standard center reinforced wall. So this might come back to bite Millenium in the back, as the Blackbeard would have a clear line of sight all the way through the doorway coming in from the A site. So Fuser is on the floor, as for now, Element Mystic will just try to set up here. They know that there's a Valkyrie in the back, and Renshiro gets two! The peak for Renshiro! Finds two headshots.
Oh.
Finally gets taken down by MV Taylor, but with so little time left, it's Livin now. Finding his own. Nelio, last alive is Livin. Gets the second one, and the 2K from Livin and Renshiro. Make sure that this round does not prevent Millenium for getting even further ahead.
I feel like after that play from Renshiro, they deserve that round regardless. It's against two snipers who know exactly where you're at with the bead on you. What do? I'll just peek them. I'll peek them both. I'll shoot it. Not only that, he didn't even kill the Glass first and then take out the Blackbeard. He takes through the shield, gets the Blackbeard, and still pivots around to the Glass, who is just obviously so slow on the shot. Unfortunately, he shouldn't have been able to make that play at all. They knew exactly where he was. What an aggressive, ballsy play from Renshiro, absolutely paying off. Getting the kill on him after that did not even matter. 4-0. But this looks familiar. We saw this last map, 4-0.
It was 4-1. Yeah,
but it was 4-0 first.
Yeah, it ended the first half of the 4-1. Millenium, though, were on the attack. And you mentioned early on that Element Mystic yesterday playing Immortals started off on defense side, and that's where they didn't have the best of chances. Maybe now on the attack that things would have been different. Unfortunately, it's not looking like
not great.
Thing.
Well, they're not trying to run a Montane in here this time, so that's a positive sign.
Yeah, play the Glass in the back, play the Jackal upstairs. Make sure you clean things up. You got MV Taylor as well in the Zofia. Use those Gizmot concussion mines to your advantage as you move in through the top floor, cleaning up the defenders.
Something, though, that we're going to see here is an operator that we know he's very, very good at.
Yep.
Falco and Pulse, back in the day when he was in Pro League, he was a very evil Pulse. He would just show up in the weirdest spots, and you just suddenly be dead because he'd already know where you're at, thanks to his heartbeat sensor. Now, the range might have been different at that time. I don't recall exactly when that was in terms of
no, it was the very same range there, because he played the Pulse and the Mute when he still played on Penta Sports.
That's right.
In early 2017.
Well, we'll see what he can do with it this time. This is a bit of a bigger map, but still plenty of room for him to rotate. Assuming he doesn't get picked off early, he's going to be a big, big pain for them, and what could lead to the match point round here.
The thing is, Falco, after having left Penta Sports, or being replaced, I guess, with a full, an actual 5-man roster instead of the 6-man roster that they had for a bit, he went to Millenium. Things didn't work out. Then he falls back, plays with Ares, doesn't work out, and then he comes back now to Millenium. And you know what? He has been absolutely on fire throughout the Paris Major. Definitely the LAN player that Millenium have been looking for.
It's certainly not a far journey for him either, being a fellow French player. But nonetheless, it seems to be fitting in fairly well. Millenium have been doing pretty good with this lineup, but at least it's not someone that's completely new to them.
Yeah, they have played with this player, and you know the French are used to playing with so many of the players that we see on these big French squads nowadays. They've pretty much all played with or against one another at some point in time. It's a pretty tight-knit region.
Well, it looks like they are going to go for an admin take yet again. In this case, of course, they're not pushing to push the top floor, but they're still going to take this admin area and get some footprints scanned, get some intel to start this push. So at least this has been a good start so far. But Millenium are just waiting for the first mistake here to come out from Element Mystic to be punished, because Sweet Black and Onichan have already made a few in terms of the sheer damage on them, both of them nearly at 50% health already. As Millenium has not taken any damage. Jackotraki not factoring in as Renshiro, ever the brave one again, peeking the Glass once more.
Glass unable to hunt down the opponents. And Hetty here finally getting the scan, and that is Falco. This time we can't say that ain't Falco. There we go, grenade right in the face as Nelio will take down Rise, and unfortunately Rise unable to finish off the IQ. And this puts Element Mystic in the driver's seat with half a player, I guess, alive. That's Sweet Black on 50% health. Falco will have to come back up to support his team, but he's got to worry as he's being tracked as we speak by the Jackal. And we mentioned if he pulls out that pulse tracker, then it can be spotted by the IQ.
It's an interesting way to deal with it. Of course, being tracked, as you know, you can't actually pull that out and look for them as well. But Envy Taylor, fortunately, dying, but traded at least by Nelio.
3v2 still advantage for Element Mystic. Hicks is on the A site here in the press room. He goes into the bathroom, drops in. Falco will try to set up for a C4 throw from the side hatch as well, as Hicks is trying to force his opponents into him. He's got the shotgun in hand. A is the site that has been chosen, but no! It's a flick into Nelio. C4 being thrown. It does not connect, so far away as if you're being planted right on top of the desk, and you can't really make it happen with the C4 from below unless you see the attacker wiggling outside of the range.
Unfortunately, he's going to need to use his heartbeat sensor, and that's going to give the opportunity to Sweet Black to track him, but Nelio still finishes it on the stairs.
4-1 scoreline, similar to what we had on our previous map, but yeah, that's one round.
Yeah, this is exactly what we saw last map. But will we see the comeback? Yeah. So in this case, 4 rounds for Millenium, the comeback 1 round for Element Mystic. The side switch, but as I mentioned earlier, not a great side for Element Mystic. Their one successful defense yesterday was on Garage, but they're going to instead choose to start on Console. Something they played twice yesterday unsuccessfully. So this is a risky move.
And who would have thought yesterday all their trouble seemed so far away. Now it seems they're here to stay. We'll see if Element Mystic can claw this one back and tie it up against Millenium. They've done it on map 1. Couldn't close it out. Maybe this is the Hail Mary. If you can go through this as you did in map 1, fix your droning. Make sure that you know where your opponents are.
Yep.
You're Sweet Black here, Envy Taylor. You got what it takes. That's why they bring the Pulse. They want some information play, so they combo the Pulse with the Valkyrie. Mind you that Dokkaebi is banned, so it'll make things a bit more complicated for Millenium to clear out their opponents one by one if they play heavy roam game.
Which they can do more so because there is no Jackal coming out from Millenium.
But do you really, how are you going to deal with Renshiro on the Blackbeard?
Most likely die a little bit. Just a little bit.
And, you know, it makes a lot of sense here for Sweet Black and to open up the windows if they had a castle. Unfortunately for Element Mystic, they don't have a castle. So Millenium will instantly spot, oh, they're going to try and play upstairs. I guess we're just going to get a free pass in here and just put the Blackbeard on the window. And he's running with a Mark 17. So Renshiro is explaining this to me. He's like, you know, it's fairly logical, obviously, but this is his mindset as well. SR25 is going to hold angle forever. If I am mostly going to play aggressive or expecting aggressive plays from my opponents, then I'll run a Mark 17. Of course, that helps you out with more consistent DPS.
I feel like Ubi did kind of achieve their goal in making him more comfortable to play and more aggressive to play in a way. He's not holding angles as much. We're seeing a lot of Blackbeard players this week here playing a lot more inside, playing up close, creeping around, taking advantage of that Mark 17 buff.
Yeah, the SR25 can definitely do a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter here. All it takes is the Jaeger. Now, it's the Blackbeard eliminated, and it's a big part of this attack now.
Unfortunately, the run-out was punished, though, onto the Bulls.
And another run-out from Envy Taylor. There's not enough Claymores on the outside, unfortunately. And Falco too slow here to deal with the Legion. It's already Envy Taylor has gotten the kill. It's 2 on the floor for Millenium, and they'll have to exchange their entire lineup to set up a push.
So far, those are the 2 most important fraggers, too, of this map that are now down.
Unfortunately. And Hicks will just chuck a grenade to the top. This is Millenium trying to scout things out. Do they have a lot of focus on the yellow stairs? Well, in this case, not really. And it should be very easy for Millenium to go up those stairs. They'll have to deal with the Legion playing here in the bathroom as they'll fall down. Falco trying to catch the Legion out as he rotates away from the cafeteria, and Envy Taylor will be able to survive the onslaught of Millenium.
He's going for a sneaky flank as well. Rotated right back up and is looking for them down the hallway. Nice play by Envy Taylor. I think that was very smart. He knew he was getting pressured. And then Falco going down here from stairs. Unfortunately, that second smoke never going to get deployed.
All right, so watching for it. Sweet Black taking down Falcos. Now it's Rise and Hicks, the last two alive. Flashbang being thrown into the side here. Hold off the console chamber, and the Legion hits right into the ACOG of Hicks. Rise with one more. 34 seconds left on the clock. A Sweet Black has been detected. Millenium have all the information, and instantly they run in to go for a plant. Now the stun grenade still available for the Habana, though they run right into him here. Rise trying to connect with his opponent, coming into the middle, and there you go. Rise by the desk will find the kill, the connector room, and that's all he needs to do. Millenium clawing the round back from Element Mystic, even though they had the earlier run out with the Jaeger onto the Blackbeard. The Pulse running out from the passport check, or the waiting room, if you will, gets claymored as well. And doesn't work out too well at the end. I want to say, Element Mystic had a brilliant showing early on, but it did not come back well.
Well, this isn't history repeating in terms of the map earlier, but this is history repeating in terms of a potential 6-1 is what happened to Element Mystic on console yesterday. So they're going to have to work extra hard just to stay in this, let alone a 4-round comeback. They did pull off a 4-round comeback last time, but it's going to be tough here. Going to have to make it happen. No, actually, this is a repeat of what happened last map. Now that I think about it.
So it was a 5-1. And then off of that, Element Mystic were able to bring it back to OT. So will this happen again?
That's a long shot.
Or go for the console office. Now, Element Mystic have a plan to deal with the Blackbeard. They realize how strong it is, and they want to bait Millenium into it. Then,
speaking of which,
run out against it. But there you go. Frost's going to get played up, so Oni-chan will set up his welcome mats and say hello to Millenium if they wish to push into the console office. There's only one being set there, and I wonder where the other two will go.
Yeah, definitely going to be trying to trick them as long as possible. He probably will get droned out at some point, though, because we know Millenium do a lot of droning. So he's only going to be able to hide those for so long. He's going to have to hope that Millenium get a little aggressive on their push. Might even have to purposely try and bait them into some window jump-ins if he's going to get some mileage out of it. I like the surprise potential coming up here from the yellow stairs as they try and push aggressively up it. But it might be a pretty easy spot because you're going to drone those yellow stairs. You're not just going to run up them for fun. But he's certainly going to give it a try anyways.
You see the goo mines being set on top of the welcome mat. It makes a lot of sense. If you get up there, take the goo mine, take the hit from the welcome mat first, and then take the goo mine hit as you're down, you get instantly taken out. It just depends on how the damage is calculated, which one comes first.
It's worth it though, because it's a situation where he gets 8 goo mines, throwing 2 to 3 on the traps to guarantee a kill. Absolutely worth it.
Especially since even if you destroy the trap on top of it, it'll just fall down on the floor and still can be used. So
yeah, so they'll think, oh, hey, I shot it on the way in and hit the goo mine anyways.
All right, well, Sweet Black is going to try to land the C4, stick it on the Blackbeard. Rise Livin has not found that camera just yet, as of course he is playing on the IQ. Now, Sweet Black will get spotted, so Falco might have an angle just holding from the connector room window. Opponent's Element Mystic diving out onto him. Will get one kill, but MV Taylor taken out by Rise as he's already set a Claymore on the floor. Hicks with one more onto Nelio. Advantage for Millenium as Livin peeks in and gets one. Oni-chan, though, holding the side angle. Will at least trade the IQ out. But Millenium still have 2 power ops for them. Of course, having Renshiro and Rise, and with Hicks available on the Habana, they can definitely open up an angle into the connector room and have Renshiro just peeking into it on the Blackbeard if he doesn't want to play from the balcony itself. How will Millenium think about this? Will they change their plan? Very possible.
Well, they've definitely got some good operators to play against with the smoke and the traps still set up and a good long-range SMG. But there's more than enough utility here, and the Blackbeard, of course, still alive. Going to make this extra hard for Element Mystic to stay in this because, of course, if they lose this round, they are done with the tournament. They are out. No more chances at that point. So they're going to have to play it smart, but at least they can try and burn time. So they have that advantage. But Hetty taking down Rise is a very good initial pick to even this up.
You know, now there's 48 seconds left on the clock, and with no Zofia, there's not much utility that can be thrown onto the site. Hicks unable to find the kill there. As see, when you're rotating in, he takes a bit of damage as well. So now Hicks will move in. He's unsure of where his opponents are, and there you go. The drones will give them information. Renshiro doesn't know if there was already a goo mine that was set up. He's going to try to find it. Hicks taking down the barbed wire. As in the meantime, some Blackbeard that's watching the angle has spotted the smoke on the floor as Hetty is down on the floor, and there you go. Will get taken out. Oni-chan will try to peek in from the hallway. He's got to deal with 2 more with 10 seconds left on the clock. If he can shut this down, no, he cannot. Renshiro, the Mountain, will get the shot and make sure that Millenium are 100% going to the quarterfinals. So, ladies and gentlemen, our second French team confirmed for Friday. Unfortunately, here from Millenium, though, to not to bring on their parade for too much, they'll be playing against G2 in the quarterfinals.
Yeah. Well, the sad part for me, of course, is seeing APAC go home and not being able to make it to the main stage. But either way, very impressed with all 3 APAC teams, not only making it today, but with some very good performances overall. And the nice thing I've said before is they take that back to the regions. Each one was from a different sub-region. You had Australia, you had Korea, you have Japan. All 3 of them going to go back and just help improve the competition. And next time around, next Invitational, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, we'll also see who will join us in Rio.
Yeah,
because Rio is our next major event. That's, of course, the Pro League Season 8 Finals. So over 10,000 people will be joining us at the Jeunesse Stadium, the Olympic Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. And of course, a big part of Siege and esports in general is the camaraderie and the respect between the teams. And there's definitely a lot of respect here between our French and Korean teams. But we'll take a look at the highlights from this matchup here, as unfortunately for APAC and Korea, Element Mystic will fall to their French giant opponents here. Speaking of giants, Renshiro, what a god.
Definitely a lot of good plays coming out from him. It was surprising to see the 2 Claymore kills on this map as well, that they fell for it a second time, but still Envy Taylor had some great plays. That was a bit of an interesting one. He didn't spot him right away, but the way he played this, the best he could. Falco, though, playing it even better.
And he arrives his defense in the server, realizing that he's got to peek ASAP against the Ying, and he goes in for the second one. Rise along the outside for the early peek, just playing off of admin. It is definitely Millennium's European. Oh my God, Renshiro, what an absolute god! Every single time you see Renshiro, it's just insane what this man is able to do. All with the help of his teammates, of course, giving him information, allowing him to play so well. They are the enablers.
The enablers, yeah. Well, either way, that was a fantastic match. A little shorter than I would have hoped. It was unfortunate to see Element not be able to change history in terms of the 6-1 on console, but they know what they need to work on now. Console to map. They have some ideas for some good ones, but just the execution not there. Border, however, I think was some good performance for them, so they have some strengths to take away from this. And I look forward to seeing the next time from them, and I also look forward to seeing that G2 match against Millenium, because that is going to be intense.
Yeah, I definitely cannot wait for that. We'll remind you that these matches will be played on Friday, so we've decided so far a few of our quarterfinals. Take a look at the bracket here for Group C to remind you of what happened, as EG and Millenium will come out of the group. EG coming out on first. They are in Group C, so they'll be facing against the second team from Group B. So it's a thing to keep in mind. Millenium, of course, peeking out in the victory, so we'll get to see them playing on Friday against Gamers 2. So it's going to be an interesting way of seeing how these games play out. As so far we've got most of our teams. We still have one more game to decide all of this. There's one more team that can make it. The last hope of Latin America as well. We already saw NIP eking it out against Fnatic. We still have a shot to maybe see FaZe Clan in the quarterfinals, but Team Secret, a lot of hope for European fans rests on their shoulders. FaZe versus Team Secret coming up after the break for the last team in the quarterfinals.
Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final matchup here in the group stage. West Ham Semitic Finge. With me is Harry Demo Dempster. How are you, Harry, today?
Doing good.
How are you
feeling
feeling?
good. Feeling ready to see it out. Finally, last one. Get it shoved onto the carpet. We can all go to bed.
It's a bit early.
Hey, I can make it work. I can make that work.
It's almost past my bedtime, let's be honest. But we'll take a look at Group D as we still have one more matchup to decide who makes it to the quarterfinals on Friday, 2 days' time. So, FaZe Clan versus Team Secret, of course, our matchup. Last one, Team Secret having defeated Orglis in a 2-0 after falling to Rogue in a pretty swift 6-2, 6-4. Actually, no, that was their game versus Orglis. They played against Rogue on Villa and Coastline, and that was a 6-2, 7-6. That Villa game was actually pretty impressive. From Secret. Unfortunately, they weren't able to close it out against the North American Giants of Rogue, and we'll get to see how they play today. Orglis has not really had the best of times, and their match yesterday was pretty darn fast against Team Secret. So again, 6-2, 6-4. We'll see what happens today against FaZe Clan, because even then, FaZe in their matchup yesterday, looking at the camera shots that they had of them, they weren't feeling too comfy. A bit pushed away from their normal positions.
Yeah, certainly looking as if they're not in the mindset that they need to be, but I'm sure we will see a bit of a bounce back coming from them. They need to be. You would expect it to happen. And also just talking about some of the maps as well, like you did just mention, FaZe, they did have a very strong start against the Rogue team, who are through to the quarterfinals, so well done to North America and all three of their teams in. But certainly FaZe, they need to get things rolling early. That's the big thing for them. If they start to not get on the board, they're just going to start falling off.
All right, we'll take a look at their opponents. Team Secret, let's bring that sheet up here. Lackey, Mipi, Leon Gids, Dizzy, and Elems. Definitely a team that has caused quite a bit of havoc in the European Pro League. And we'll see if yet another European team makes it through here. Latin America, unfortunately, has only had one team going so far into the quarterfinals. And we'll see if maybe FaZe Clan can be that second one on the board. You already see Team Secret in front of you here as Helby is reading his strat book. I don't know if it's just like a normal book, but still, it's Helby. We'll take a look at their opponents though. FaZe Clan from Brazil, Gohan, Moringa, Astro, Mav, and Cameraman.
No strangers to the competitive scene inside Rainbow6 Siege, a very staple team that have been here since almost the beginning of Latin America starting out. They haven't had any international LAN victories as of yet, which we are still quite surprised about. Typically it has been the Team Liquids and the Nips who have done a lot better, but possibly this could be the tournament for FaZe.
I mean, Liquid, outside of Atlantic City, Liquid hasn't had a ton of success internationally. It's mostly been FaZe, really. FaZe and NIP. Now, NIP have already made it through. I'll remind you, that was our second game of the day as they took down Fnatic, their APAC rivals. But here, FaZe Clan are getting ready for their matchup. So, FaZe Clan were able to beat Orglis 7-6, 6-3 early on in the tournament on Villa and Border. It seems like we might see Villa here again. We'll take a look at our map bans, because maybe that's exactly where it's going to be played. I think Secret have a few strats on Villa that are hiding for it.
I'm certainly expecting to see either Oregon or Clubhouse being brought out by Secret. It's certainly two of their stronger maps, so we may not be seeing both of them, but certainly I'm expecting at least either Oregon or Clubhouse to come out. Looking at FaZe, they are more certain around the maps that Secret are a lot slower on. I would say Villa would be a good shout for FaZe if they want to try and take that. But then, speaking to Secret yesterday, they said, no, we just did not play the way we wanted to in Villa.
And the thing is, Secret are pretty good on that, but FaZe in Latin America in general are really good on Oregon, which doesn't surprise me. It'll be that decider between Secret and FaZe Clan. We'll start off with Secret's pick on Clubhouse, as you mentioned, pretty darn strong map for them. FaZe Clan on Consulate. Now, Consulate, not really. I wonder what they have in store for us on Consulate, because Team Secret haven't had much to show on that map
No.
as well.
Yeah, especially with the new format that was brought in with the recent changes to the Pro League, where it's only going to be one map a night. I don't believe we've ever seen Secret play Consulate to my memory,
Nope.
but they still scrum it. Of course, they have to still scrum it. They have to keep up to date, so I'm sure they're ready for it just as much as FaZe are, or else they wouldn't let it through. That's the bottom line. If you do not want to play the map, then you ban it. But certainly, looking at Oregon and Clubhouse being in, FaZe have to rely very heavily on that Consulate win.
Yeah, so it really does come down to, you take Team Secret to map 3, maybe that'll be tough. It depends. It really does, because honestly, Team Secret,
Their Oregon is very strong.
they have a pretty strong Oregon. They defeated Orglis on Oregon to at least try in the initial phase. So Paris Major qualifiers is a best of 5 to qualify in here.
Yes.
And they lost Oregon. Well, they won Oregon against Orglis, and then they lost Border in a pretty devastating 6-0. So it seems like Oregon is a pretty strong map for them. But FaZe Clan and Latin America in general, very strong on Oregon. So with Shield potentially coming out here from Mav, it might work out well for FaZe Clan. But if there's any team that knows how to deal with Shields on EU, it definitely is Team Secret. Leon Gitz talking to him, like, you know what? I know exactly how to deal with them. I play the Shields all the time. I know how to kill me, right?
Yeah, we've even seen maybe even bring the Blitz at some stages. They don't want to move Leon off of his butt primarily. That's what he's rotated onto more so compared to the Blitz that we've seen him decimate with on this particular map. But like everything, whenever teams see you enough and see their strategies, and it's a very heavily played map by Secret, so a lot of information FaZe can gather from that. So certainly Blitz may not be the option that Secret could go for.
Now we turn back to our first map, Clubhouse. This is a strong map for Secret.
Yes.
They've shown quite a bit of strategy on here. They can play Cash Room pretty well. They can play Bedroom very well as well. So I'm interested to see what operators are actually going to pass through the ban phase, because we've seen a very strong Maestro from Secret, but FaZe have been no slouches with them either.
No, certainly on Clubhouse, primarily we're looking at those top 4 defenses to be the main defensive sites for both of these teams. We've seen Barnstock essentially get no play whatsoever outside of the North American Pro League. So certainly looking at the way that Clubhouse has been remodeled, where you have more of a room game, that blue stairs is certainly a big talking point for many late rotates. Perfect example was Norengo versus Vitality, where that was a big part in the Norengo almost victory, just barely missed out on that. So yeah, I am expecting to see a very good Clubhouse from Secret.
No, I expect to see some pretty close games between our two opponents here. Of course, we'll remind you, Clubhouse, Consulate, and Oregon are our 3 maps for the series. Now, if we actually do go, well, we're going to 100% go to Consulate. So
yeah,
talk about that, because Oregon, we kind of give it a bit of a talk early
pretty
on.
simple, understand the Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon, at this point, we've talked about it so much, we kind of can skip it at this point. It's been in pretty much every single series. But Consulate, we haven't seen much of both teams on this map. And for a lot, we saw NIP, for example, playing it against Fnatic, where this is the map that they lost against them due to plays on Garage. Yeah. That ended up working out very, very well for Fnatic, just being able to sit behind their mirror windows, play on the site, and it's just forcing the Habana to play the main Garage entryway. It just did not work out for NIP.
Yeah, talking about the mirror windows in Consulate, Secret are a team that always ban out the mirrors. There's rarely an occasion where we see the mirror get through, because they have adapted their strategies to the mirror being banned out. So certainly in Consulate, mirror, big part of it, can lock down a lot of high access ways for the attackers. So I'm expecting to see no mirror. I'm expecting to see that strong ban, and also potentially Glass as well could get taken out of that as well.
For me on Consulate, if you ban a mirror, unless you have specific strategies to play on Garage most of the time, you're pretty much wasting a ban. That's just me, though. We'll talk about that later on, though. As map number 1 is loading in, let's head into it. That's the Clubhouse to start things out. We haven't seen a ton of Clubhouse really at all really here at the Paris Major. Only really once, if I remember correctly, in that Vitality Norengo series. Otherwise, a lot of the strategies have been left for well, as a secret, maybe in the playoffs, maybe here, Team Secret will be forced or even phased to show off a lot of their strats. Now, Team Secret have banned out the Monty early on, so pushes from Garage are going to be a lot more complicated. Into Cash Room, Lion will be the second op banned out, as FaZe will remove Bandit. Okay, so the Bandit plus Mute strategy that EU plays a lot, not available on the table.
No, that is an operator that FaZe did ban out yesterday, I believe, against Rogue. So that is not an uncommon thing that we've seen. Me and Parker did discuss that very heavily with talking about how the Bandit getting banned out does mean that the Thermite in towards that the server room and the cash room makes it a whole lot easier, because then you don't have to worry about the Bandit trick. But then equally, teams have adapted to the new impact strategy, particularly over towards that gym and bedroom bomb site. So yeah, you get rid of the Bandit, but then again, you can just go for the impact trick.
Yeah, that is available, of course, if playing on the other side. However, here we are, of course, on CCTV and Cash. So no Mira available as well for Team Secret, as that was their ban. And interestingly enough, no Maestro just yet. Maybe a switch. There we go. LMs will go over to the Maestro on the 6th pick. Not surprising whatsoever. And Meepy sticking to the smoke. So we'll see how the setup comes in here from Team Secret. As interestingly enough, they don't bring a Mute. They realize, you know what, FaZe Clan are just going to bring a Thatcher. They're very well known for being a team that plays Twitch very consistently on Astro. So gonna forgo that to play other operators, to bring Lackey on the Valkyrie to gather information. Have Stizzy as well on the Legion just to slow things down. It's very, it makes a lot of sense, of course, to play Stizzy, for example, on the stairs.
So Secret are going to attempt to try and hold down that garage area, that catwalk. It's a very common strategy that many teams on the defense, they have to lock down. We see a lot of Jaegers being played up in towards that catwalk, and that form it would be not Leon Gids, it's now Leon Gods. He's changed his Uplay name to. We've seen that a lot from a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Changed their Uplay name.
Yeah, we are on land build, so things function a bit differently. Interesting enough, Lems is running the Keratos with his Maestro, not the Shotgun, the Bailiff. And he's going to be the one holding off on the main stairs, not the Legion.
I can understand that. You have Meepy with the Smoke Shotgun. We have seen Smoke being banned out on Clubhouse before, so certainly you do not need to run that Bailiff if you have the Smoke available for yourself. Already, FaZe have opened up that double wall, which we were expecting, because no Bandit means that it's very, very simple for Moringa to go ahead, get this open, shut down any connectors that Stiz may want to rotate into. So he is trapped inside of that catwalk by himself. And I'm sure Astro, Super Astro, let's remind as well, is going to take full advantage of that.
The important part here for the Legion is that there's 2 impact grenades available, and they left the wall soft, at least one half of the wall in the garage. Secret Stizzy taking a lot of damage here on the drop. So, not sure what happened here as he moves into the oil pit and will try to rotate from the blue stairs. Astro, though, will get spotted as he locks down the rotation from the generator room and realizes that the Maestro is right above here. Cameraman is right outside, and can he find the angle on the Maestro? They know where he is. They already got the drone info on him, and it seems like Lems just does not want to. Oh, there you go. Astro takes him out, and the first kill of the series goes the way of FaZe.
Good start for FaZe. It gets rid of the Maestro cameras, so they don't have to worry about that denial. And this is where FaZe are going to go for these Candelas plays with the Ying. Lackey does get a kill onto Moringa with the C4 as Mav does get the refrag onto Leon Gods as Gohan gets the kill onto Lackey, and then Mav gets the refrag as well onto Stiz. And then finally, quick gun skill from FaZe. Wow, that was a very quick and played out round. And Mav just managed to obliterate that Secret defense.
Secret might have just lost this entire thing in the op ban phase. They really, it seems like it. I know it's the first round, a bit too early to call it, but as much as they say, oh, we've never lost a ban phase, it really hurts. It really hurts to have this site, which is so defender favored, go the way of FaZe Clan so easily. And it's all because of the Bandit. It really is all of that. The Bandit is there at least to slow down his opponents. And when he's not available, when you're not bringing a mute, you kind of need to put yourself in a different mindset, which is we need to get picks on our opponent. Unfortunately, that's not something that Secret are tailored to do. This is not a European play style. This is something that, for example, NIP do very well. And it's exactly what NIP did to Secret when they played against one another in Valencia, which ended up in a victory for NIP, a 2-1 total. But Secret will switch over to the bedroom, not bothering with that defense in the cash room. They'll set up some reinforcements here to burn some utility from FaZe Clan. But again, no mute from Team Secret, which means they're not going to be able to slow things down. Now, obviously, the mute can be easily countered by the fact that there's Twitch, by the fact that there's the Thatcher. The Bandit's still the big deal here, and he's not available at all.
Well, for this bomb site, I talked about it, touched upon it earlier. Don't need the Bandit because you can go for that impact nade trick with your Legion, particularly Stizzy, will be playing in around that area, because if you did not know, you can actually destroy the thin layer of wood right above the jacuzzi double wall, and then whenever the Thermite charge gets placed down, you can just simply impact nade it and it destroys the exo Thermite charge. So certainly the Bandit doesn't hinder the Secret defense in this case, but it's still, they're going to be down a potential free speed, a potential roamer who can be very versatile for these late rotates up the blue stairs, which I keep coming back to as such a new addition to Clubhouse.
Yeah, now one thing FaZe are really good at is execution onto the site, and if they can gather enough information on how things are set from Team Secret, it could definitely cause some havoc for our mixed European team, I guess. Three Brits and 2 Frenchies.
Oh yes, yeah. And a Canadian. French-Canadian.
Yeah, French-Canadian. Technically, still French, I guess.
Let's just call him Canadian.
Yeah, he's Trois-Rivières, so it's a bit more
Let's
French
call him
than
the pen twirler. MLG pen plays.
Oh, God. That is very true. So, the MP is going to get thrown on the side. The Claymore being set by the Twitch. It moves back. Now, breaching charges will be set by Cameraman. So, of course, if you haven't played the game in quite a while, smokes are no longer available for Ying.
Yeah, you losing out of those smoke grenades for the Ying does hinder her quite a bit as well, so expect to see Mav use them for the Ying in most circumstances. We do see ADSs on the side of Alems. He's going to be bringing the Jaeger, but with the Thatcher and the Twitch, they should get taken out relatively easy for the side of FaZe. Gohan and Astra are going to be located on that central roof area.
Look at the drones from FaZe.
Yeah.
I have to commend. Look, the drones on their own are forcing Leon out of position, and the C4 does not connect, so that's now utility being expended. FaZe so good at gathering information here against Team Secret as Astro peeks in, and he spots the smoke on the side. Tries to find the angle, but unfortunately it's him that'll be downed. He has to pull back out. Mav potentially afraid of a run out here from the defense. He steps up near the Claymore. Lackey at least confirm a kill. Cameraman will go down. The Ying unable to do much damage. 28 seconds left on the clock, and the Gym will just be the site to go for. Alems with one on the Gohan as Stizzy finds the angle on Astro. Now, through the hallway of death, Mav unfortunately won't get a peek. Moringa confirms here that there is a down, but he is down himself, and Alems for the final peek to get things done for Team Secret. And FaZe Clan kind of seem flustered, not really knowing what to do to deal with that bedroom push.
Excellent plays from Meatbee on the smoke in that round. He was playing in behind that stood-up mattress right in the middle of the master bedroom, so that allowed him to lock down the windows and play more of an aggressive smoke that we see. Sometimes it's not the best play to use your smoke so expendable, but certainly the fact that FaZe opened up that double reinforcement inside of construction, and because they lost control of that office, it allowed Alems to then force the members of FaZe out of that construction area. So then Meatbee, he could play right in the line of sight off that construction doorway, where typically if FaZe had control, they could have got the easy kill onto Meatbee. But because of everything that just worked in the way of Secret, Meatbee was able just to keep peeking back and forth, didn't allow any members of FaZe to go for the smoke canisters, didn't allow them to even attempt to jump into that master bedroom. So I must commend Meatbee on his positioning inside of that round.
Definitely, definitely great play there from Team Secret. So we'll see how they fare going down to the church, as this has been a site that in recent times with the changes to Clubhouse, if you haven't again played it in a while, it's a much more interesting map, much better objectively than what it was before. It's kind of fallen off compared to other sites. We see a lot more plays in Cache and Bedroom, the two being the main sites that you'll play on. Then you fall back to Church, and then maybe you have some sort of odd strategy or whatever you'll play on Bar, but it's definitely not something that we've seen played much of outside of maybe NIP. And they're, again, a team that is pretty okay with playing some odd strategies and odd sites. FaZe Clan, again, they bring the Ying, and there's no reinforcement on the construction, so FaZe Clan might be tricked here to thinking that Team Secret are not roaming at all.
Just talking about the remodeling of Clubhouse, the only big thing that was added inside of the downstairs bomb site was that blue tunnel. That was the only new thing that was added. None of the hatches were changed, nothing else. So
more than enough.
That was it. It was just the one blue stairs that allow the attackers to, first of all, have another option of pushing down rather than just going down the suicide tunnel. And it also does give the defenders an option, as Stiz is already going to be playing on them blue stairs as well. He's going to be lurking, as all of the members of FaZe aren't even going to be interested. And I'm loving the positioning. What is this, a rush coming out from FaZe already? Gohan is going to get that kill onto Lucky, which I'm surprised about because he was the Pulse who was gaining all of that intel.
The Pulse realized that there were players moving up against him, and as he's falling back in the back to the site, he just gets shut down, and now they just hold the back angles. They have the Twitch to hold them in the back, and the Claymore will get set by Astro. This is perfectly read by FaZe Clan, realizing, okay, the Pulse is going to fall back. Let's just not allow him to go there unpunished. Now, Alem's taking damage here by the stage. The call has come in, and now because the wall has been opened, they hear clearly his position. And Dokkaebi definitely doing a lot of work here, providing intel for FaZe Clan. It just sprayed through the entirety of the stage. There's not a lot of time left for Alems, and there you go. He gets killed there at the end. Even an EMP being shot in to distract him and or take down any utility set around him. FaZe Clan, oh, again, Gohan finds the kill onto Stizzy, and Secret falling apart with Gohan for the last kill. FaZe Clan absolutely demolished Team Secret on the push here into Church, and this is why this site no longer works out as well as before. The problem is Team Secret expecting passive play, played too passively themselves, and FaZe Clan just pounced on the opportunity.
I believe it is going to be a tactical timeout for Team Secret. Things are not going their way. I know that for a fact that Helby will not be happy with the performance. Neither will Meatbee, as generally the way that Secret work is Helby creates all of the analysts and all the strats, relays that info to Meatbee, and then he decides to do what he wants with that. So a good structure that Secret have, and you can see Helby just keeping it calm, letting them know what they need to do, and Secret, they need to bounce back into this because FaZe has started off all guns blazing.
You see Helby, fantastic hand gestures here, very tactical, very commander-like.
Where's his pen?
Where's his pen? I believe he's retired it. Yesterday, he replied to the post. You know, some people are like, "Oh, this is how Helby gets all the dates," and he's like, "Can't confirm." I don't get many. So, feels. Can we get a feels Helby man?
Feels.
Thank you very much. We'll get into the game. Yeah, who would have thought that it takes a bit more than just being a coach on Team Secret?
Yeah, it does. Just people don't realize that. A lot of work the coaches do put in. Shas actually showed me some of his strats and analyst work on his laptop. My mind couldn't handle it.
Yep.
Demo malfunction.
Yep.
Unbelievable. That's all I have to say.
Imagine that you look at this every single LAN. You talk to him about this every other night, and it's, let's just say, Shas has pretty much promoted the coach mindset all throughout Siege, and I think it's very good as well that we get to see him in the upcoming documentary that I believe will be shown this weekend. So if you guys are fans of coaches and what they bring to the table, then that's definitely something to keep in mind. But that is only a part of the show. Here we'll see who can survive this first map as FaZe Clan, of course, face checking Team Secret in the third round. Now they're up 1. Team Secret opting, instead of changing sites, to go back down to the church.
10 seconds left.
They need to change something. Last time it just didn't work. It fell apart for Secret after that explosive start from FaZe where they just, yeah, let's see, no barbed wire, yeah, check. Oh, there's a soft wall that we can kill the pulse from, and they took full advantage of that. And once you get rid of that pulse in that armory, it opens up so many new avenues for FaZe. They can freely walk in towards the kitchen without having to worry about getting C4 from below. And also it just stopped any intel that Lackey could provide for his team, and especially whenever inside the armor you can check the main stairs, you can check the memorial drop, you can check the bar, so many different areas that you can see with that cardiac scanner if you keep your pulse alive.
We'll see if they actually do keep him alive. Lackey again here, Meepy destroying the wall to ease rotations for Team Secret. They'll set up a impact hole. It's a bit late to be sending it at this point, but it works nonetheless. There is only a thermite available for FaZe Clan in this round, so that's the only hard breacher that is available. The wall here being forced as well from the church. So if the impact actually works on Moringa, it can definitely hurt FaZe Clan. But the first kill will go the way of Alems, as Astra will be the first one to go. Twitch down on the floor.
This is the first droning phase for FaZe. Always confuses me, phase for FaZe, but nonetheless, this is where the drones will come in. They're going to find out exactly where these players are going to be located. He does spot out Leon inside of that blue, so that's going to be the first big challenge for FaZe if they want to take that avenue off the blue. They're all going to rotate, however, in towards the bar, so certainly I can see this church wall coming off very soon. It's a very old strategy, and because of the lack of the mirrors, because they are banned, this is going to be a good avenue that FaZe can go for if Moringa doesn't get killed by that soft wall.
And that's the problem. Soft wall on the side. It can be used by FaZe to advance. Unfortunately, putting a breach charge is going to be fairly complicated to get done, especially if they're going to use it here on the kitchen. There you go. That's the last one, trying to find the angle onto Stizzy. But FaZe wish they had a Zofia in here, as they'll go for a standard church stake. It's a very old way of playing, but it has worked in the past, and maybe it'll work out here for our Brazilian team. They spot the floor. There we go. They find the angle, and Leon will go down to Moringa. Moringa, they'll go in for the plant, but Lems is ready for him. They're going to try to plant by the box. That it is unkillable. You can't shoot anybody through it.
A lamb!
Lems just running in from the back. The Jaeger takes down the last two, and you see Helby pushing the team forward as Secret victorious in the round.
We talked about during that gym and bedroom the positioning from Meatbee, where he was playing very aggressive. That positioning from Alem just completely caught FaZe by surprise. They weren't expecting that. That's not the typical area that defenders play. Whenever that wall gets blown open, they fall back behind the bomb or either deeper into the bomb site, back into the armory. So playing aggressive and up close certainly worked in the favor for Alems, but because of that, he cannot go for that same push again, because they're going to be ready for that particular spot that Alems was situated in. But nonetheless, it did manage to claw that round into Secret's favor. They've gotten their round after their timeout, so certainly into this gym and bedroom they will be headed to once again, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing more or less the same strategy as they did last time, with the Legion having them impact nades, destroying Moringa whenever he goes for the exo thermite charges if they choose for that aquarium. Last time they went for the construction, didn't work for them as they planned, and we talked about, yeah, Meatbee played so well on the smoke, and I'm sure he probably will lead his team into that same format again.
Alright, we'll see. FaZe Clan, of course, mentioned, round number 5. Now this is the site that was very successful for Team Secret. They pretty much shut down FaZe Clan one by one. FaZe weren't really able to do much against Secret in this site, even though Secret didn't even have to use the impact from Stizzy. Now, Cameraman will bring the sledge, which hints at Cameraman taking control of the office in the back. You've got the hatch right above. If you can take down the hatch and actually win a gunfight against the player inside of the office, then you would have secured your angle on the side. The thermite from Moringa can destroy the wall, and you'll have multiple angles to push into the bedroom. Now, because the Monty is banned, it makes things a bit more complicated on the attack, because you have so few angles and so few doorways to be able to move onto the site that it's very easy for the defense to just keep chucking C4s from below, keep chucking a lot of equipment into you, and the smoke canisters definitely do a lot of damage.
So, looking at the way that Secret have set themselves up, it's more or less a complete mirror strategy than what they had last time. They have the Valkyrie cameras being brought in by Leon so he can gather the intel. Potentially that could help a lot inside of the cash room if he has one located inside of there, because then that shows exactly where FaZe are, helps them out with where they're pushing in from. If we see a potential call out that they're all in cash room, they're going to try and push in construction. This is where Secret, they completely have to adapt to a different kind of play. Moringa's going to go ahead and open up that exact same wall, so this allows the beachhead to be established in towards that office area. But the way that Alem's played it last time, he will be able to do the damage already. One gas canister being expended by him. If he slows things down, that's going to allow the rotates coming out. And talking about the rotates, Leon has gotten himself downstairs and he's ready for these C4s as well. So that's the C4 going out, but it does miss as Gohan gets the kill as he drops the hatch and hunts down Leon. So that is going to be the early pick for FaZe Clan and Team Secret on the back foot.
Now, FaZe Clan learning very well from their mistakes in the past and realizing that Secret has put a lot of their defense here in the logistics office. Astro moving in, he does have the higher rate of fire weapon. It doesn't matter, Lecky is holding the angle perfectly and it finds the head of Astro. The call has come in as Mav will try to peek, but there's still the Jaeger available. The grenade taken down by the ADS as Cameraman providing overwatch in the back. Still, second call will come in from Mav. They need to hunt this. Oh, Mav, what a peek! Lackey will go down, and that's the Jaeger. No, Alems is ready for him. Cameraman refrags with the SMG-11, however, and it's now a 3v2. Advantage for FaZe Clan. One more going down, all up to Stizzy. It is in the hallway. All you need to do is watch the window and watch the hallway. That is all that is required of FaZe Clan as they go for the plant. No, Stizzy peeks in, taking down Cameraman, and that's now the window being held by the Zofia. She falls back, trying to delay Stizzy as much as possible. He has the angle to rotate in from the bathroom, but that's pretty much it. Gumine and 2 impacts. The plant has not come in just yet. He'll play from the back, and Moringa finds the angle. FaZe hunting, very eager for kills. It could have gone very south there for FaZe, but this is an infamously difficult site for the attackers to take control of. So, with putting 3 rounds up on the board for FaZe Clan, it definitely bodes well for the attacking side as Team Secret, or now the defending side, of course we switch around, Team Secret are on the attack, and we'll see what they have to offer. Church will be the first site to go for.
We said that Bandit being getting rid of by FaZe does hinder Secret. It's going to be the other way round, as this time it will be FaZe being shot in the foot, as Bandit's going to be gone for them as well, because the way it works, you ban operator. It's not just banned for the enemy team, it's banned for you as well. So that same Bandit trick, typically on the cash room wall or even on the church wall, it's not going to happen because there's going to be no Bandit available. So certainly Secret can use this in their advantage. They seem to be going for a fairly similar strategy of operator picks that what FaZe did. They do bring both hard destruction in the form of the Thermite and the Habana, so it gives them a lot more adaptation, especially for the downstairs, which they are going to be attacking. They have these X-Kairos pellets to open up every single hatch, and then they can work with what they want to go for. With those Exo-Thermite charges, you can see it being blown open in towards the dirt. Not so much of a common strategy. Typically that church wall is what I'm going to expect Team Secret to pry their eyes towards.
FaZe still on the setup as, you know, blue is a very important part of this defense, of course. We've seen a lot of pushes coming in from there. Holding the blue stairs has been very essential for the defense. Now, what a lot of times would happen is, you know, maybe a Glaz would come in, find a pick, maybe the Dokkaebi as well, just sitting up on top of the blue stairs. There's a certain angle where you go all the way to the right side, and you have a clean line of sight into the site. And if the wall on the side is not reinforced, which in this case it is, you can get peer down, but it's still a 4-meter high wall, so there is the top that you can shoot out and have an angle and maybe somebody playing close to the church bar.
Secret are going to be moving in with their approach. Lackey on the Dokkaebi is going to give that potential room hunt if they go for it. Cameraman is going to be on the pulse. He's going to be located inside of that kitchen, which we were expecting, so he can feed a lot of intel in towards his lineup. Allows them to figure out what Secret are going to go for. Does spread all the way in towards that memorial. A couple of castle barricades as well that Leon has spotted out, so he's going to have to come around and get rid of them, especially on that double doorway into that main corridor downstairs. That is going to allow Leon to hold down all of those crosses, all of those connections that FaZe Clan may want to rotate people in and out, depending on the push that Secret want to go for, which it is aiming towards this church wall push, which I was expecting. It allows them to have this real big strong foothold inside of the memorial. Bringing the Thatcher's a great addition to that lineup as it gets rid of any of the ADSs, so it allows Team Secret to throw all of their utility in, and if there was a mute being brought out on the side of FaZe, then that would have been taken care of as well, as already FaZe are going to give these callouts. Cameraman using his own camera to give all of these callouts for his team.
The odd thing is, the sidewall into the armory is left soft, and it already has been shot out. So with Leon playing the Zofia, it should be very easy for Team Secret to push into the site if they spot an opening for it. The majority of FaZe are playing inside, well, hell, 4 of the players are playing inside of the church. So if you lock down the main hall and you're able to take down the side into the armory, definitely makes things very complicated for FaZe Clan. Leon peeking, and unfortunately, you've got so many SMGs and rifles trained towards you, you're not going to survive for long. Stizzy taking down Cameraman, but Mav will connect onto Leon, finally taking him out. Meepy with the refrag, though still the advantage for Team Secret. Gohan playing the SMG-11 as Astra's coming in from the side. Stizzy and Alems are already on the B side, and they'll go for the plant. But Lackey is trying to watch from the back as Astro comes in. Stizzy is able to take him out. A lot of health left for Stizzy here as FaZe are now trapped inside of the church, and they'll have to retake. Lackey on the Dokkaebi setting up behind the armory in the back. Smav will come in from blue, at least he's trying to. Definitely won't be easy to contest as the defense has no info what's going on here from Secret, and their post-plant setup is so well done. Lackey comes in with the SMG-12, and the round will go the way of the attack. Now 3-3, tying it up Secret.
First attacking round for Secret went well. It was a bit of a bait and switch for Secret. They really did bait FaZe into thinking, yeah, 100% going to be a church wall push, but they then seen there was nobody inside the armory. They took advantage of that. They used that opening in that soft wall to just jump on in that FaZe had made for them, and then looking at where Lackey and Meepy was, they were coming in from the flank as well.
It's almost as if I know what I'm talking about.
Do you?
I just wing it. I don't know. The wall was open on the side, and there you go. Easy exploitation. Team Secret have seen this a billion times in EU play. FaZe, unfortunately, not a team that runs Zofia very often. They didn't have the Ashe back when they played that site, so unfortunately they weren't able to use it in their round, on the final round of their attacking side. But we'll see here, Team Secret trying to come into church again.
Also, just touching on a point that you talked about with the adaptation that Secret can provide. They are one of the best teams for switching their strategies mid-round. Just click the fingers and they are on a completely different path in towards the bomb site. That's a perfect example where Secret, they seen a weak point inside of the FaZe lineup, and they just execute it perfectly. It's a big point that me and Kix talked about during the Norengo and Vitality game, where these little mistakes that Norengo was making, big teams will really hurt you for giving them openings. And like a team, that a perfect example is a team like Secret, who can punish you for any mistakes you do. And FaZe, you have just given them an excuse to go ahead and just take that round with one of the easiest attacks that Secret have had to perform, I would say, in all of their time in Clubhouse.
Okay, so we'll see how the Ela gets played by FaZe Clan, as they realize that instead of putting a lot of bodies on that A site, they should be contesting 1v1s a lot more often. Secret kind of exploited the fact that everything is just open, and they came in because FaZe were running more utility operators. They weren't able to contest the basically the Tonka truck that was Team Secret barreling into the armory. Team Secret still have the sledge, so it can definitely help them with the grenades, can help them with the sledgehammer. Of course, they want to come into the site from the side, but is this a change for FaZe Clan? No, they're just keeping the same wall soft. Cameraman. It's all to get a C4 on players coming in from the stairs. Yeah,
they have 2 C4s potential with Mav as well. On the Valkyrie and Secret, they're going to take the exact same approach where they have Lackey pushing down this blue tunnel. It gives FaZe another option where they have to be cautious of, and then the other members of Secret are just going to go ahead and start working on that church wall, or they're going to do exactly the same thing. The only difference that I'm seeing here from the FaZe lineup is that Cameraman, he's made that hole a lot higher compared to the jump hole that was made last time, so it doesn't allow Secret to just simply walk on in.
Now, I'm not sure if in that round it was all up to the hole that was pre-made by FaZe. I believe that Secret had widened it using the Zofia. No, actually, no. Now that I think about it, Leon had already died. Yeah. So, yeah, it was just by the hole. So, Leon, at least this time, is alive. He always jumps into Moto and tries to contest from here, but hunting a player playing from behind the A bomb site is not easy at all. There's no information for Leon to play with here against Cameraman inside of the Arsenal. As you see, Cameraman falling back. Leon taking a lot of damage, as well as Stizzy. Potential C4 from FaZe Clan, as you do have cameras actually to play with. Those are the Valkyrie ones. Gas canister spinning back with 37 seconds left on the clock. Gohan peeks in from the back as he moves in through the smoke, but he takes damage from the side and shot down by Leon to finish up the kill. Cameraman and Mav will the kill each. And now one more for FaZe. There's only one alive. Stizzy gets shot on the entry of the site. FaZe Clan, an extra round on the board.
Certainly FaZe just looking at them there a lot more happier. You see the high fives coming out there. Setting up, getting ready, they're talking to each other, looking at each other, smiling, which is a main thing as well that they didn't do yesterday. Keeping the morale high, they need to keep that momentum rolling. We said where they need to get off to an early start if they want to take this matchup. And if they do take this Clubhouse, that will certainly be a big dampener on Secret, because this is a map that they certainly had said themselves, yeah, it's easy for us. We have that map every day of the week. And then our next map will be Consulate, which could be anybody's matchup. And if FaZe have that momentum swinging them on in through to Consulate, then Secret could be looking at a 2-0.
We'll have to come back through this. And since FaZe Clan, of course, have won their round downstairs, they'll have to go to the bedroom. Again, as I said before, this is a site that is very difficult for the attackers to go through. If FaZe Clan win this round, then it'll be a 5-3. But then the finisher forces onto Cash Room. And Cash Room without a bandit is not too easy for the defense to work out. But we'll see how FaZe set up here. And I don't want to assume, I can tell. They might be putting a lot of effort onto the Cash Room here, trying to delay Team Secret for as long as possible. Of course, Cameraman bringing the Pulse to play with here, so he can play it from below, chuck up C4s. They also have Astro again on that Ela, and Ela can do quite a bit of damage to the attackers, especially if they line up for it.
It's not Ayla Shotgun, which is always good. No,
No,
none of-
that was Livin. Livin is a pretty special lad. But yeah, it does do a lot of damage. The CZ can chew through enemies. It's one of the best counters to Blackbeard, actually. Shotgun and CZ. Pretty much the easiest way to deal with a Blackbeard up close. Here's some tips and tricks, as the cool kids like to
I
say.
think you should start a YouTube series on that. Tips and tricks with Milos.
Oh god.
Sounds good. What
I would-
do you think, chat?
No,
I'd watch it. I'd
I would-
subscribe.
No, don't. Just please don't. Just don't be an enabler, demo. Please don't. I would actually
We'll work
get-
something out.
I would actually hate myself to start doing that. I'll probably do it in a way where it's like, you know, making fun of the standard. Hey guys, what's up? How you doing today? This is Clubhouse. Let's look at it. I definitely don't want to do that. But that aside, Leon is setting up the grenade, and does it hit? No, it does not. Just trying to throw it into the logistics office. There's a player from FaZe Clan in there, but unfortunately the information not given out correctly. Now what you can do, is because you're bringing a Habana, much better than bringing the Thermite here, all you have to do is open up the lower, well, the bottom edge here, and there you go. Easy destruction as the impacts do not hit all of the X-Kairos, and that's all you need. Alems can just watch in here, and there's just not enough splash damage on the impact grenade to take out all of the X-Kairos. In the meantime, Stizzy opening up the side walls construction.
That's the lack of the bandit, that FaZe banned out themselves, so certainly they're shooting themselves in the foot. A double-edged sword in many cases, banning out an operator which you would like to use as well. And this is where Secret, they cut off all of those rotations in towards the main stairs. It forces a lot of members in towards the bathroom area in the bedroom, as Leon Gids does get things started off, as Alems and Stizzy will get themselves a kill. Each cameraman gets the kill onto Lucky, who was watching the flank from below. Gohan also is going to be playing with his own C4 downstairs inside of that kitchen corridor, and it's going to have to be a strong retake for FaZe Clan, as Team Secret have devoured this bomb site for themselves.
It'll be very complicated for FaZe to try and pull this off, but unfortunately for Gohan, the C4 will not connect. Damage done to Secret as Leon does go down from the cameraman, and Gohan has to watch the cross from the hallway. Cameraman taking a shot here from the side. His construction has already been pre-open, and Gohan getting shot from the back as Meepy has rotated down. Now gone into the side from the back. Cameraman peeks in. Unfortunately, shoots his teammate's dead body. As Meepy still holding the angle, Alems from the window finds the last kill. And Team Secret absolutely figuring out FaZe Clan in this round. Excuse me, it was in the bathroom, but still, Team Secret realizing best way to deal with this, let's just actually bring a Habana, because you can't effectively impact nade the X-Kairos, and the entire reason why you thermite that wall, usually, by the jacuzzi, is to have a line of sight to cut off rotations, especially since most teams won't completely reinforce the bathroom unless you're Cloud9, but we know how that went when they played Clubhouse. Not good, by the way.
That's pretty much in a nutshell. You open up those double walls to cut off any defenders wanting to, first of all, try and escape the initial push, and it just shuts down any reinforcements that may want to come up them main stairs and try and stop the plant. So yeah, like you put it, having them X-Kairoses where they cannot be impact needed does the job just as well as a typical thermite hole. CCTV room and caches where FaZe will be headed. They're going to be bringing this heavy denial with the Maestro. So that'll be good to see where they have these cameras set up in these different positions. I always like seeing the different strategies and ways that teams differ from one another, where you can have unique Valkyrie cameras or unique Maestro cameras. Certainly a lot of intel that FaZe can gather with all of the different utility that they do have. Even Legion Mines in some circumstances can be used as a sound cue, as a sound trigger, especially up them blue stairs, which is very vulnerable to a quick Ying blue rush as well. So certainly having Legion on this particular bomb site helps a lot with the defenders.
Yeah, now an extra bonus here is the fact that Monty's not available, and he's definitely an operator that you need if you want to go for a garage push. Now, an easy way to deal with a team that's putting a lot of effort in garage is to use one set of X-Kairos on the on the top of the garage door, and you have line of sight directly into the window that defenders will use to jump back into the site. And you can cut off rotations as well from the top by just standing on the patio, and all of that would work out well. In this case, Secret are sending players all the way on the other side. Secret are also bringing Leon on the sledge, so he'll just be able to destroy the hatch very easily into the logistics office, and from there, peek into the site. I wonder whether reinforcements are set as well around the logistics office, and it seems like the both walls are left soft. Bring from there into the construction site. In the meantime, Team Secret have been able to open up the server wall.
FaZe have really been forced to play this hard anchor. They aren't going to bring that same room with the pulse that they had, which can still be very viable on a map with a lot of destructible flooring, such as Clubhouse. You did see very shortly there, Lackey was down below as well. Look at this angle Alems is holding.
That's the exact angle we were talking about just a few seconds ago. There you go. It's very strong once you drone out your opponents and you know that there's a player playing a garage.
Yeah, it's certainly good for keeping Astro where he is. He cannot rotate out of this, so he is trapped, essentially trapped. Even if he did manage to dodge the Lems where he opened up that hole, he's still going to get gunned down if he jumps out that window as well, because they have the cutoff from Jakku's, or from the balcony as well.
Now, Barbarius is going to get taken down by Leon's first grenade, as FaZe Clan, oddly enough, are not bringing a single EDS in this series. Of course, there's no Jaeger, but the first kill goes the way of Leon, as Gohan does go down. No more Maestro to use, but the C4 from Mav will connect, and Moringa will land the second shot on Meepy. Now with low manpower, of course, Alems has had to rotate away, but Lackey is scraping up as cameraman finds the shot and takes him out. Drone taken down as well to make sure there's no information to be fed into the last two players of Team Secret, both hard breachers. A decent chunk of time on the board of 40 seconds. Alems pulling out the bearing 9 to against his opponents here that are playing by the stairs, and they're really all spread out on the site. He pushes into the smoke, and how does he win that? He gets two Alems going down here. Moringa and Matt, a third one for Alems. As Dizzy will land the last one. FaZe taken down, and Alems looking into the camera. Look at this monster of a play. Oh my God.
Must commend Stizzy in that excellent rotation as well. He was at that single window, and then he said, hold on a minute, smoke is going to be right up close to that window, so let me rotate to the hole I made earlier. And he did manage to find Astro where we talked about. He's going to be cut off from the rotations, and that's exactly what happened. So this is then going to be the tactical timeout for FaZe, leading into a potential loss for these guys. So yeah, they definitely need to get their heads cleared. They have to figure out what they're going to do for their potential final round inside of Clubhouse.
They have to calm themselves down. At least this time, we see that the team is a lot more comfortable than they were in their games yesterday. So we got to see them. The coach is definitely making sure that the entirety of the squad is realizing that they've made some pretty egregious mistakes there, as they had control of the entirety of the round, especially on a cash room defense. If they had won that defense, that would have propelled FaZe into match point, but also having won a site that is very difficult for the defenders to take control of, or to keep hold of, once the bandit is banned, which it is, oddly enough.
So, Church Arsenal is where FaZe will make their potential final stand. Hasn't worked too well for them for the most part at Church and Arsenal. They did win last time, but the first time that they did have. So, Gohan, he's going to be.
In the meantime, Meepy going in for the sixth pick.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So we head into the preparation phase for FaZe Clan here. They do bring the Echo on board. So we'll see how they set up with the Alibi as well. We've seen the Alibi being played in our previous matchup with Millenium playing on there, and Element Mystic made a pretty good job with that pick on the Alibi, and they're playing on border. Unfortunately, on a map like Clubhouse, it's very difficult to make sure that your own game works well. Now, the easiest way to make it done, though, or to get it done, is to have the Alibi being supported by the Echo. What does he get? 2 yokai drones.
Yeah, he gets the 2. He has a lot more flexibility with having the 2 whenever he did get given the other one as well. And it really does fit into the control playstyle that FaZe can fit under. I'm liking the aggression that we can see Astro bring to the table with Alibi, who is very strong in this map. As she can be played primarily around that top floor, gives all these different holograms that Secret they have to deal with. They have to make sure that, yeah, that is going to be Astro. Don't fall into that trap of, oh, that's not a decoy, but it is a decoy. But for the most part, teams, they know how to deal with the Alibi, because she has been out for quite some time. It's already going to go into our next season as well.
Yeah, and having the impacts definitely helps the Alibi to escape and have angles to play off of if she wishes to rotate away. In this case, you'll see the yokai drone, exactly what we're talking about, that will be supporting the Alibi, because there's usually, if you're playing on Clubhouse with Alibi, you have a Vigil, or you have a Pulse at the same time from below trying to support you, but when you're defending Church, you can't really afford to have the Pulse in this case supporting the Alibi, so you're going to rely on really only her and utility to save the day. So it's a lot of pressure on Astro in this case, and Leon takes him out instantly. Right now, Team Secret are very content with this, and all it took was just half a mag, and that's it. The Alibi is done, and they don't have to worry anymore about that 5th player, because you don't have the amount of manpower that is required really to have a chokehold, to say, on Church.
Getting rid of Astro is always going to be a big pickup because he provides so much late roam potential for his team, and he is one of the best fraggers as well that they have. That was unfortunate, to say the least. But Secret, they can start pushing their way in towards this kitchen, start opening this up, and because they've decided to sacrifice the Pulse, this allows Leon to rain Sledge Terror against anybody who could be lurking inside of the armory. That's not going to be the case. As soon as you hear that floor get opened above you, you automatically know, yep, I'm just going to back on up, and it has forced 2 players of FaZe in towards that dirt tunnel area.
Located a bomb.
All right, 37 seconds though on the clock, and Alems will find the shot on Gohan. That's definitely helping out Team Secret to enter as smoke is no longer available. And that's Mav, though, to win it out against Leon Giz. There's still a C4 to be used as Meepy runs in for the plant, but Cameraman finds him. Cameraman with a second on his dizzy, and the fuser plant has been gone down, and Meepy will get 2, though, with the Ying. It's a 1 versus 2 as Meepy's low on health. Alems on the Habana. Team Secret almost ready to clutch this one out here. And there is the yokai drone available, still on the top. I'll find the Ying, but Meepy gets the shot as Mav will go down. Team Secret takes map number 1.
I have no idea how Meepy did that. We're going to have to go back and watch that, because I don't know how he, first of all, survived that spray, and how he got both of them. Insane.
There was just not enough ammo, and the Echo was just focusing on the drop, whilst his teammate was focusing more on the diffuser planter. And as they got 1, they couldn't get the second. And there you go. This is how it goes at the end of this this map. Meepy doing quite a bit of work there at the end. Team Secret definitely figuring out FaZe Clan as it comes down to something we've been talking about the past 3 days. You make one mistake, you end up losing the whole round. And unfortunately, in this case, FaZe Clan end up losing their first map. We'll take a look at some of these plays here to figure out what happened amidst the commotion. It's a pretty darn interesting map here on Clubhouse. FaZe starting off pretty well, and then a comeback from Secret. Things were back and forth up until the end.
Yeah, it was certainly going up and down and everything in between, more or less. So that is certainly the thing to take away, is we've seen a lot of teams go very far ahead, and then we see the comeback come in. Great plays from Alems as well. That was pretty big for themselves. Looking at this here, that was potentially could have been the overtime round. It should have been the overtime round in my eyes, but it just wasn't the case. And FaZe, they could not finish that final execution of their defensive retake.
Yep. Unfortunately for FaZe Clan, does not work out well for them, and losing the alibi early on was pretty much a free operator given away to Team Secret. Even though Secret kind of took their time before they pushed in, they had everything done to them, and then the Habana pick on the smoke definitely did slow down the attack. And interestingly enough, all these church takes that have all worked because the push came in mainly from the hallway into the armory, or with the support of the kitchen in this case. But in general, that was the one way where everybody was pushing in to try and get a plant off of it, and it works out at the end for Team Secret. Though, Consulate, map 2. This is kind of the map that's up in the air.
Yeah, certainly it's going to be a very calm map, I would say, for both teams. It's not the most heavy, aggressive maps compared to Oregon, which we may be seeing if it goes in the way of FaZe, but nonetheless, Consulate, we're looking at all 3 bomb sites being played. That's no shadow of a doubt in my mind. Every 3 is viable. Depends on which way teams want to go about it. We can see, for example, in the mid floor, hold a variety of strategies where teams sometimes they play very heavy from above, or they go for simple retake strategies, trying to use them 3 sets of staircases to intertwine their rooms and certainly catch their attackers by surprise. So a lot of different options that teams do have up for grabs inside Consulate.
Yeah, Pulse, since you're mentioning the lobby hold from the defense, Paul's been a great operator to have. You can play him from downstairs early on by the garage and then rotate him out towards the server hallway, and from there be able to chuck a C4 into your opponent. I want to see things completely different than what happened in Millennium Element Mystic, however, because once we saw the attacking rounds from Element Mystic, they didn't really utilize all the opportunities that they had. For example, using the shield play to push into the top stairs, kind of rushed it in, and that's not something you can rely on. Take your time, manage it. It is, above all else, your most important resource in Rainbow Six. It's not casual. You don't have 4 minutes to do this whole thing. You have control of every single thing that you do in the round. That's why teams that are very effective at droning their opponents, knowing where they are, then preparing what they have to move in against them and clean them up one by one. This is why in-game leaders are so important, because IGLs have the global mindset in the round. They're able to spot where their opponents are and put them on their mental map to allow their players to just focus on a specific task. And if you overwhelm a player that is very good at what he does, a specific task, they won't be able to execute it correctly. And this is something to keep in mind for FaZe, as they have been kind of flustered in this matchup. They were yesterday in
very
the
much
match.
so.
We definitely saw that on their faces. And today it was a similar case on Clubhouse. So we'll see how they fare in our second map on Consulate as we're getting ready to load into it. I wonder what goes through the head of FaZe Clan in this matchup.
It's a do or die match. You lose this, you're gone. FaZe are gone. It would be nice to see another Latin America team in there along with NIP, but Team Secret, they are thirsty for another major win under their belt already. Their first LAN as a team. They won it at Valencia, so they have this very strong mindset that they're going in ready for a fight. They want to take down, they want to be up there with the big teams like G2, like Evil Geniuses. Certainly they have every single bit of potential, as do, I would say, most teams still in the quarterfinals. Naming some of them, Rogue as well, looking very strong, but certainly Secret, they want this. They know they can have this if they put their mind to it and they keep their cool, and most importantly, they work as a team.
And that's what's important. Work as a team, and that's how Secret were able to defeat their opponents of FaZe Clan in our first map. You saw so many times where the instant Secret spot a chink in the armor that FaZe expose, kind of just go directly for the heart. But we'll head into map number 2. Will Secret clean this up and clean 2-0 to go to the quarterfinals on Friday? Will FaZe bounce back and be left unfazed at the end of this game and go to map 3 Oregon, where they still have another chance to get a second Latin American team in the quarterfinals? We'll see as we soldier on these matchups, starting off with the ban phase.
I'm looking forward to these bans. It's going to be pretty interesting to see the formality that these teams want to go for. I'm expecting to see Glaz off the board and potentially Mira as well. That's going to come out from Team Secret and their bans. FaZe, I'm going to go for the Lion ban primarily. It counters a big part of Team Secret's lineup in the form of Lackey. He's primarily the strong Lion player that Secret can bring. Defender for FaZe could be up in the air. We could see the Maestro. It could be another possibility, even Echo. But then again, those are operators that FaZe can take as well. So we'll have to see where it goes. Whoa, Team Secret banning out the Blackbeard. That's a big ban for Consulate because Blackbeard is a big window operator. Certainly Consulate has many windows that Blackbeard can use and abuse.
Yeah, Moringa definitely can get that kind of stuff done as he has in the past. FaZe will go for the ban on the Lion. Now, Dokkaebi, Lion, both operators, as you mentioned, are pretty darn strong for Team Secret. We'll see what FaZe end up banning now on the defense. Honestly, I am not a fan of banning Amira on the Consulate. It really only works on one side, and it helps you out on the others, but she's not a big op. They'll remove the Vigil to make Team Secret's drone game a bit less potent. And Secret might just go for a ban on the Valkyrie at the end to make things complicated even more for the defense, to kind of counteract the fact that both the Blackbeard and the Lion are out of play. And Valkyrie, there you go. I like being right.
Of course you do.
No.
I got one right. I expected the Lion. We got it right. So, but yeah, Mira I was expecting, but it could be because we see the Vigil, so maybe they do want to also ban out the Valkyrie as well. Shuts down most of the intel gathering that FaZe do like to put forward. We've seen a good couple of C4s come out from Mav from below as well, so it stops that intel gathering that FaZe could potentially have put on the board.
If anything, leaving Mira available hurts FaZe so much in this matchup. Now, they were the ones that banned the Vigil. The problem is Latin America in general is very weak attacking Garage. I'll remember almost 2 years ago at this point, casting the very start of top-tier professional play of Latin America. Their pushes into Garage have been extremely weak. They rely a lot on just opening up the Garage and then just waiting there until the last seconds to go in for a plant. So that might really affect FaZe Clan unless they change things out. And of course, this time we'll see Team Secret that are starting off on top in the console chamber. So nothing too out of the ordinary. The mute being played from Lackey. You got Meepy as well on the smoke. Of course, with the Valkyrie being banned out, it makes it a bit complicated. And again, you're defending the top stairs. You don't really need a Mira. It's a bonus, but it's not a very important op for this.
No, especially whenever they have the bulletproof camera being played, almost like that Mira, as Lems can bring it with his dock. They put it essentially where the Mira window would be looking into, towards that B bomb site. Mute very strong on the top floor with 3 sets of staircases, being able to deny access for FaZe. Getting these drones up the stairs is going to be great. And whenever they're playing players like Leon Gids on that aggressive yellow stairs with all of his goo mines, and it means that FaZe cannot really be prepared where exactly Leon's going to be. So I am liking this setup from Secret, and having the dock is also another big operator on a very spread out bomb site. He is able to pick up majority of his teammates from a very long distance, which we do see teams struggle with. If someone does get down, possibly inside of the B bomb site behind that table, then there's no real way that they can go ahead and pick him up.
Now, because the push from FaZe is not coming from admin, Lems rotates into the connector room, and he's going to be playing from there with the dock. So he's trying mostly to contest the windows, which is where they're expecting FaZe to come in. However, Secret, very smartly, are bringing a Legion, which means that pushes from yellow stairs are extremely tough and most of the time inefficient, because you're not going to trade positively too effectively against that Legion. Leon getting a boost of health there from a Lems. He's just playing in the back. This is a blind spot again for cameraman, as there should be ADSs from Stizzy right next to Leon to protect him from any possible grenades that are thrown in against him.
This is wasting a lot of time on the side of FaZe. Merenga gets things started as Stiz will go down as Jaeger off the board. He's already put down his ADSs, so it doesn't matter, but Leon is performing excellent on these yellow stairs, wasting a lot of utility, but Astro with a quick flick gets the kill onto Leon, shuts down that Legion, and it does leave Secret in a sticky situation in a 5 versus 3. Still a minute to go, but we'll have to see how that does work out.
Alem's boosting himself up in the meantime, as FaZe Clan are definitely ahead of the curve, to say the least. They rush up the stairs and take control of it, so now they can peek and directly cut off the rotations. Alem's is standing in really the biggest part of the defense as Gohan just finds him. He repels up, Meepy gets one, but unfortunately that might be too little too late. Lackey moving in, he's got a Nitro Cell in hand. But right now FaZe are spread out, and the instant they pop the smokes, it's Thermite to run out and get the plant down. Now Meepy trying to minimize line of sight for his opponents. Try to run in and go for the defuse. Unfortunately, FaZe Clan are ready, and they're holding the angle from the yellow stairs. And the Thermite at the same time has gotten control of the window. So no way this should be happening or working the way of Team Secret at the end of the round. FaZe Clan take it and put round 1 on the board.
Good start for FaZe. They needed this confidence leading in. They need to start early. They need to get these rounds on the board ready for this still a very long haul, a very slugfest of a match that they're going to have to take against Secret. I can see this certainly going into OT. As Secret, we know they can bounce back from this, and for Consulate, whenever some of the bomb sites are more defender heavy compared to attackers, it can equally flip to whenever FaZe, they get on the defense, they can start chucking out a lot of these mirror strategies as well if they choose to go for that. So I would say the pressure's on Secret primarily because they do start on the defensive first, and because they don't bring Mira inside of their strategies, which I don't understand why they just didn't ban the Mira as well. But of course you said that, yeah, FaZe, they'd be more punished by the mirrors, but they're not even bringing it.
Yeah, I mean, they would be punished by the Mira if they're playing in a garage. That specific site is where Mira would be doubly effective against FaZe Clan, owing to the fact that Latin America is not super strong at dealing with Mira windows in garage. It just allows Team Secret an extra layer of defense where they can spot their opponents and deal with them accordingly, where usually FaZe especially will stall out in front of the garage door. But we'll see how this attack goes. As mentioned, Team Secret are going yet again for a push, for a defense in the console chamber. We'll see how they change things around here. The lineup for operators is still the same as before, so I'm assuming that they've realized, okay, there's nothing wrong with what we had. It's just the way we played it. The fact that the Legion was easily dealt with by FaZe Clan, for me, is the biggest part of the loss of that round for Team Secret.
Secret are looking to attempt the similar strategy where they have the aggressive Legion on the yellow. It was very easily dealt with from FaZe as Astro was able just to push up, get the easy kill. Stiz and Alems are going to be located inside of that admin area, but because we know that FaZe do not push that side of the building, they're going to have to rotate in and assist the push coming in from the yellow stairs, from the B bomb site. Leon will get the kill onto Merenga as he does peek out and get that nice early frag against FaZe Clan, and also a big one as that will be Thermite going down, so that single reinforcement wall into the B bomb site will be safe.
It's still a pretty all-right trade. You're bringing the Thermite just in case. We're required to push in from admin maybe. From here, it won't really hurt too much as Astro will find the kill on Leon, and yet again, it is a Legion going down. Cameraman holding the top floor, and he's just waiting for a potential peek from Stizzy. Drone from Astro should come in and give them information on it. Lackey, in the meantime, sets himself up on the stairs. Again, new jammers being heard here by Astro. They know that there's an op here, and they do spot the back of the mute. You can contest him, but C4 is definitely available for the mute if need be. Astro peeks in and he gets downed. Lackey finishing him off and not even moved from his strong position. Mav, though, with the call. He has the advantage, not against Stizzy, though. This Mav will go down, and Stizzy again gets boosted up by Alems in the back of the dock, threading the needle to keep his teammates healthy. And interestingly, the dock is bringing a thermal camera as well to use. So you can obviously put that on hard walls, soft walls, and indestructible walls just to peer in. It is what you usually use when you're not really looking to run a Mira. When you want that ACOG play, you don't want a Mira. Bring that, you can still peer in. It's very difficult for the attackers to find an angle on it usually.
That's certainly why they brought that dock, to give that same idea where, yeah, we can see exactly into the B bomb site. Gohan hasn't really done anything this game. He was on the double windows, but he didn't get any kills, didn't get any picks where he could have been used on that skylight to stop those rotations from Seeker, who I must commend played very well. Maybe perfect position from him. Misses the gas caster throw, but he will pick up and go for it as the push. It does come in. Hip fire shots from Meatbee will land the shots onto Gohan, and Alems will clean up house. His cameraman will fall, and Team Secret do square things off 1 round apiece.
Again, taking control of Yellow Stairs is the most important part of this attack if you're not looking at a push from admin, and in this case, wasn't the case. For me, whenever I see a Legion and it's on Yellow Stairs, just don't even think about it. Go the other way. You know that admin is going to be much easier for you to come into. You have all the utility that's available. You can also have one player just holds on the balcony. Don't force yourself for West. Don't force on yourself a West Side take.
Yeah, you don't ever want to really force yourself into something that you're not ready for, you're not comfortable in doing.
They think they're ready for it,
yeah,
but more often
not.
than not, they really are not. It takes a mistake.
That really does come down to the IGL. Maybe he thinks that his team's ready, but ideally they're not. So I could see FiZ struggling with really coming to terms that, yeah, we can't really go for this. Let's try another alternative, because there is different strategies that teams can go for that top floor. But they're going to have a chance at this mid floor, as Secret will be pulling this out rather than that downstairs. They're not going to be bringing the Mira, which they're a team that don't bring the Mira, so it doesn't really hinder their play style. They need the Echo. They need to keep that alive. They need to keep his drones alive as well, as he is going to be a big part in this denial, especially around that A bomb site or even the B bomb site. It can work in both ways. Primarily that front door is where Echo is going to set up his cameras and look exactly to where the plant may be coming in from the quick smokes that Gohan has at his disposal.
Leon, what are you looking for? There you go. The peaks. Alems on one angle and Leon on the other, as Mav will be the first one to fall. FaZe definitely not expecting these peaks, and they play well for Team Secret. It is a strategy that you can use in a pinch, so at least advantage for Team Secret in this defense early on.
3 ACOGs on the side of Secret as well, so having that potential spawn peak did work for them in that circumstance, so it gets rid of the sledge. The other soft destruction, they still have cameraman on the buck, so it's not that much of an issue, but you're still losing out on 2 grenades as well. We have 3 members on the bomb site. Meatbee inside the bathroom, very typical. It's where the smoke wants to control all of the play inside of it. Alems and Stizzy have them ACOGs, can challenge these different angles that members of FaZe may want to put on, but FaZe, they're looking to enter in through these yellow stairs, as Astro has already gotten himself in position. This gives FaZe the good foothold, the good staging ground. They still need to take the top of the yellow stairs, as that is being droned out as we speak. So it's going to give Astro the go-ahead momentarily. Look at this, so close. If Meatbee was to peek, he would get the kill, and that will be the case, but shots do miss.
There's a problem. This is exactly what we saw being set up from Cloud9 when they actually played on this, as Fox had forgotten to reinforce the entry side into the bathroom from the back hallway. So this can be used by Astro with a breaching round and have a much wider angle to move in. You can deal with your opponents. You can sidestep the hatch that was opened and play with that. Of course, if you had the grenades, it's been a lot easier to just chuck in and force defenders out, as there is no Jaeger available. So everything keeps going Team Secret's way as Alems is watching the pre-opened wall that they have here. Moringa, in the meantime, taking down Leon Gids.
Big kill.
That's a big kill on the Echo.
Yeah, getting rid of that Echo, it allows the Astro to have a lot more flexibility as the Lambs goes for the peek against the hatch, and he barely gets away with that. Gohan is looking to enter in as well through the backside, and Lambs and Stizzy, the two Frenchies. Lamb gets himself another kill, and Stiz will clean things up. The French duo for Team Secret will get those kills, and Fiaz with another loss on the board inside of these attacking rounds.
The ACOG's definitely helping there, holding off the long angles. A lot of sense as FaZe Clan, they didn't really use the verticality of the map to their advantage at all. They only had the thermite upstairs. Like, why is just the thermite upstairs? Why?
Where's your buck?
You know, you're trying to have some sort of advantage against your opponents. Unfortunately, yeah, you mentioned it. Where's the buck? Where's just taking down as much of the floorboard as possible? Your players just came in from one side. They all got shot down one by one. You wasted time holding angles most of the time. That entire round was just from start to finish a disaster for FaZe Clan, and Team Secret definitely putting them on edge after that three-man peak with the ACOGs.
Downstairs, we finally will take a trip to the garage and cafeteria. We haven't seen this being brought from Secret, but because they have won the past two defensive sites, they are going to be forced to go for this bomb site, but certainly a very strong one in many eyes of many teams. And you did touch upon that FaZe, they struggle against mirror windows, but Secret team that do not bring the mirror windows. They're still sticking with a very standard lineup. These mute jammers will come into play for this hold that Secret are going to attempt, which is going to be a hold of the bathroom area. That is going to deny access to FaZe, the hatch, into all the destructibility that the bathroom area and also the piano can provide. So having these mute jammers located, I believe primarily downstairs, as you can see. Actually, he's not going to go for the little trick where teams can jump up onto the filing cabinet and put a mute jammer down on some of them areas, and actually denies the drones coming in from the mid floor. It's quite strange that Secret aren't going for that option.
Secret, even holding the bathroom, as Leon goes in for a quick peek early on and doesn't find anybody just yet. He will stick to the bathroom, and the hatch is left soft for now, so just a shotgun blast will open it up for Leon to run back. Now, a much bigger fan of having the mute upstairs. The Ella can come in handy on the yellow stairs later on in the round, but I wonder if there's a mute jammer that is set up by Leon in the at the top. We go look at the bathroom for just a second. Lower the bathroom downstairs. Yes, there's two bathrooms. By the wall. Yes, there we go. Mute jammers to slow things down. Use more mines as well. Everything to make sure that Leon stays alive for as long as possible, and it relies on baiting your opponents in. Meepy had already opened up a bit of the floor here to make sure that they can contest cameraman. Usually takes a few players actually to peek in. Doesn't matter. Leon with a quick kill on cameraman.
Great shot from Leon, using that aggressive Scorpion. And this is the player that FaZe do not want building up momentum. Getting kills on the board gives himself that confidence because he can shoot just as well as anybody else, as Gohan is going to take up the position of his fallen comrade. He is still cautious that somebody may be lurking right beside him, as Leon is essentially trapped inside the bathroom, as it is going to be Astro holding that angle from the yellow stairs, actually right up beside the door for him. It's going to be big plays from Leon. He gets one kill, but he misses the other onto Astro, as he will finish off Leon, but the damage has been done. Meatby using the holes that he did made previously. Kills Gohan as well, so a really strong room hold from Secret. They've done the damage to FaZe Clan, and Moringa and Astro are the last two guys alive.
There's definitely a lot of skill between these two players, but it's going to take a bit more than just that. Just push into the side here, and there we go. Alems will make it even tougher. The last alive is Astro, and he's going to get shot from below. They know he's in the hallway. Utility being thrown up into him. As the smoke will hear him moving through the barbed wire. And a gas canister will get thrown into the hatch. You want to come in, there's 30 seconds on the clock, and I still have 2 left. You're going to have to come through somewhere else, as all rifles will be trained on this. No more breaching rounds. And he's going to have to face even the peeks from the yellow stairs. Not much that Astro can do. There peeks in, he'll get 1 kill onto Alems. Refuser is all the way in the back. 7 seconds left on the clock, and Stizzy cleans him up from the back. Easy there for the Bandit. Secret. A great round.
Excellent hold. They wasted a lot of time and utility, and more importantly, players for FaZe. They lost two players as Leon Gids on that Scorpion did a lot of damage. That's exactly what we expect from an Ayla main. So, tactical timeout from FaZe. They're going to recalibrate their strategies, get their heads back, and sort it into what they need to be, because currently this has just been a very lackluster FaZe clan in these past couple of rounds, and they need to get things ironed out if they want to have a chance to take it to Oregon.
It's going to be very complicated for FaZe to go back through this, as they've lost the rounds where they've had the advantage in terms of operators. They've had the scouting advantage, yet it still went the way of Secret. So, honestly, I'm really fearing for FaZe Clan right now. It's their coach really has to reel them in, because I'm not seeing the regular team play from FaZe Clan in this matchup. It seems like players are just on their own, not being supported. And you can see a bit of frustration on their faces, but you can't be frustrated for long, because 3 more win rounds for Team Secret and you are out.
Not working as a team. That's what FaZe are not doing. That's what Secret are doing. We said that Secret, if they want to win, you work as a team. They've proven that as they get these refrags, these aggressive refrags, I would say, that that Secret are going for. A good point was their yellow stairs hold for the round that they did when they're upstairs. We seen Leon get a kill, he got killed. Lems then took up the position, he got a kill, and then he got refragged by FaZe, and then Stiz, he comes out of nowhere, gets the kill. So that is exactly what Secret they need to keep doing, is keeping the number game inside of their play. They want to have all the control. It puts FaZe always at the back foot. And whenever we've seen these aggressive peaks coming out from Secret on these spawn kills, then it certainly does put FaZe in a tricky situation. Mira, for the first time, is going to be coming out from Secret, and this is going to be a yellow stairs hold using these mirror windows.
Now this is something, though, adaptation for FaZe Clan that I like. They're bringing the Capitao. Capitao on consulate top floor attacks is so effective. You put them on the skylight, you can direct your crossbow bolts exactly where your opponents are holding up in the bathroom. Usually the Mira will either sit in the connector room or in the bathroom to hold from there. But, you know, support any player that's in the yellow stairs. And there you go. Leon is going to come in, and they'll have a window to peek into the bathroom. So just opening up the entire wall here. That's literally Mira's only job. Secret, they will kind of forego holding the yellow stairs themselves. They just want to bait FaZe Clan into their line of fire and then shut them down.
Castle is also going to be picked up on the side of Secret. Primarily, that castle barricade is going to be used to lock down both of the main double doorways inside of Consulate. One of them being over towards that spiral, locks down any window play that FaZe may want to go for, and also shuts down that main B double door, so it allows Lackey and anybody really to rotate as freely as they want in towards that main corridor.
Yeah, without that castle barricade, you don't really have much in the way of protection.
No.
That mirror window is not viable at all if you don't have the castle barricade on the side. But grenade does connect, and Lackey will take a bit of damage as cameraman spawns at the top, and entirety of the wall has been pretty much breached open by Team Secret even before. Mav below on the garage roof as he continues in with the drones. Astro in the meantime going up the yellow stairs, realizing there's only a bit of equipment. Cameraman in the meantime finds the double, Players are stacking on top of one another by the bathroom, and that's an easy kill there to go through. I wonder why there was no ADS that is set up right next to the mirror window. That is an extremely important part of this defense. The castle barricade does not protect you, unfortunately, from a grenade.
Yeah, sloppy play from Secret, as the nade from Cameraman really does put a weakener on the Secret lineup, as the Lems is having to take that same position that two guys just died in. It's certainly a position I don't want to play after witnessing, and he's actually going to get a little bit more aggressive here, where he can actually see the window. Leon gets the kill on the Astro as he was on them double windows, and like I was talking about, Lems does kill Mav, so 3 versus 3, 40 seconds to go. The Dokkaebi is going to be gone, so no more phone calls on the side of FaZe, and Secret, they have to hold this down, and FaZe, they really have to execute this.
Unfortunately, the smoke grenades were tossed into the bathroom, playing against the FaZe clan, making short work of the Dokkaebi there. LM's still low on health in the back. FaZe clan have the Capital. So they got a bit of damage, but they can use him, and they'll change their setup to push directly into the site. Leon connecting with the C4 on the Mira. Gas canisters are all being thrown into the doorway as Leon just sprays his magazine
5 seconds remaining.
to the entryway to the site. Meepy with a shotgun in hand is get one down, and Mira will finish off the last one there. Team Secret with a beautiful hold, and beauty of it is, even though they were 2 men down, they anticipated the rotation from FaZe Clan onto the other site, and unfortunately, the smokes that were thrown in from the Dokkaebi, again, played against FaZe Clan. They knew they had the advantage. They saw that all of Team Secret's setup was geared towards holding the yellow stairs. Stop pushing yellow stairs and go to the other side of the map. At some point, you had a minute and a half. Once you had that 2-man advantage, use it. Stop pushing the yellow stairs when you know there's SMGs and C4s and all that trailed at you. And a bit overconfident at the early victory in the round, FaZe Clan find themselves 3 rounds down, and Team Secret now will be on the attack, and they go for their standard lineup here. They go for Buck, they go for Capital, both operators that are very strong in unison, and Zofia as well, an essential part of the attack, plus any roam clear, any players that are setting up, being very stationary, unlike with the Lion. You got Dokkaebi to deal with that.
Secret, they are primarily looking to take control of the mid floor, get Leon in primarily, keep him alive as long as they can so he can do his damage with his skeleton key, gets rid of any players that may be looking to play in and about the pipes area and garage, possibly that yellow pillar in behind white van, just the majority of the anchor positions that FaZe may want to go for to stop the push coming in from the garage. But Secret, they're lacking the Thermite. They have the Habana, which is still hard destruction, but we see the Thermite be brought in more succession for the garage, as it can open up all 3 of them walls, and then for the Habana, we typically see that being used for the hatches. FaZe are going to have these mirror windows set up, a very standard L mirror window that we see a lot. It covers the majority of the garage, and then also that other reinforcement is going to be to cover the backside in towards the A bomb site as well. So I'm liking the setup from FaZe. It's very standard, and certainly if they pull off a good roam game, which Astro has got himself in position, and Moringa has came up to open up hatches that he can play with as well. So a lot of good things that FaZe can pull out, or possibly Secret could be ready for this.
Stizzy droning on in, making sure there's nobody playing up top, as Lucky will spot the Jaeger in the back. Is he going to use a call here? Makes a lot of sense that he would. And maybe expecting a run out as the Jaeger hears Lackey the outside. Unfortunately, the drone thrown all the way away. Can't recover it. And then this moment, he's going to have to rely on his teammates to drone him in, and there you go. Stizzy will be the one to do so, at least putting himself in a better position to not get rushed out. Secret slowing down a bit, but Leon is creeping up very closely. In the meantime, Astro has fallen back and wasted time very successfully. Team Secret.
Lems is going to be the point man for Secret, pushing up towards them. Service there's it gets Secret in the prime position to clear out these rumors, but there is going to be nobody as they have all falling back down to that bottom floor. Astro, he just scurried his way down, didn't want to deal with any room presence, but we could still see some late rotates as well from FaZe. That's going to be another possibility, as there's still 2 sets of staircases that he can rotate up, that being the Visa stairs and also the spiral, but Alems is going to be able to shut off both of those rotations as he does crouch his way down these stairs. Gooman will go off to signify that, yeah, don't come down here, we may be ready for you, but that's not going to be the case, and he's going to go back on his drone, check it out, and Leon is going to start the destruction of the panels.
We saw Lems had preset a Claymore on the top of the stairs. That's a much better position to have. We saw it in pretty much all the matches we had on Consulate so far. It's pretty standard at this point. It's very difficult for the defenders to deal with if they're going for late rotations. Go on, though, will open things up here with a kill on Meepy. The Capitao being lost as Leon will find the leg of his opponent, do a bit of damage to Gohan, but not really much to dent FaZe Clan effectively. And there you go, Gohan with the repost. Lackey goes down. Leon with the refrag, taking down Gohan finally, but the amount of damage been done by the Maestro is pretty big here. The peek right from FaZe, and what are you doing? They give the advantage over to Secret as Cameraman able to find one onto Leon. The front has already been opened. Alems coming in. He does have utility to deal with, as in the meantime, the diffuser will get set by Stizzy. Alems moving in through the hallway, and the diffuser will get planted, alerting the defenders, though, as Stizzy plays out with the Bearing 9. He gets one. A player coming in from the back. He gets the kill. No, he does not. It's Astro that takes no damage. All up to Alems to try and hold this from above, as he'll have to deal with the Jaeger. Alems will play the mind games, and I don't know if there's any drone or utility that is available for Secret. He's already thrown in, and Alems can hear if the Jaeger tries to stick that diffuser, and there's no other way. He has to stick it here, and an easy kill for Alems as he finishes off the Jaeger. Team Secret on map and match point. All they need is one more win on the attack, and all that'll take to get them over to the quarterfinals.
You did see very strong buck plays coming out from Leon, getting those 2 refrags. Also, it is going to be a tactical timeout for Team Secret, as we did catch a glimpse of Hellbeat put up the T for the timeout. So this is Team Secret just figuring out what they want to do for this final push, what they want to do to figure out exactly what they need to do. So yeah, Hellbeat just coaching them through it, making sure they know what they have to put forward in front of FaZe, because this is FaZe's game that they needed to win. They needed to get this map, to take it to Oregon, and they need to pull this back. It will be an incredible comeback. We already did see that from Element Mystics in our earlier game, so it has been done today already from a 5-1. And what do you think, Milos? Do you think FaZe have any chance?
Not at all. Looking at them right now, this is not like, oh, bias, whatever. No, no, no. This is FaZe Clan. They are so silent right now during the pause. They have said absolutely nothing. This is a team that is frustrated at what Team Secret has been able to do to them, especially on the second map. And a frustrated team, no matter how good players are on it individually, does not bode well for the future of FaZe Clan. As again, all it takes is one round. Echo was not played at all by FaZe Clan until now. So I'll be able to put him up, as of course this is their second round to be played on the defense, or the third one technically. Cameraman will pull out the Echo. He's got Maestro as well to help him, so that's 2 ACOGs that can be used by a Brazilian team, but they're defending downstairs in garage. There's no Mira, they did not pick that out. Cameraman will try to play from the back. We've seen plays from Gohan and the Maestro. He did so much work in the previous round, but it's not enough.
No.
FaZe had every single advantage, and then it was all thrown away. I am sincerely disappointed by plays from FaZe, but we'll see what happens in this potential final round.
And this is Team Secret with momentum behind them. That is possibly the scariest thing you can give Team Secret, is momentum. They are probably the scariest team that if you give them a couple of, even 2 rounds, they can pull it back and beat you. We almost seen it on Monday whenever Secret played Rogue. Rogue gave them that possibility to win out that matchup, but Rogue, they did manage to successfully win it, but nonetheless Secret, with that the bulldoze steam that they can provide for one another whenever they bounce off one another as a team, that's terrifying for FaZe.
Lem's droning on in, making sure there's nobody in the towers. And indeed, there is no one. Usually a vigil will be set up there, actually, if you're expecting pushes directly from the main entrance, or from the side entrance. Leon, in the meantime, as well, back on the drones. There is a player from FaZe Clan here upstairs holding up by the yellow stairs, and Astro downstairs in the bathrooms, though they leave all of the walls soft, and I don't know why.
It may be because they're playing these aggressive Echo drones as well, so that could potentially be a call-out for a wall bang. And look what Cameraman's doing. He's bouncing up and down, does manage to land the Echo burst onto Alliance. But look where Leon is. He just pushes on through and does get the kill on to Astro, who was the Capcan. We didn't even mention that we've seen a Capcan come out from FaZe as well. He's probably put down his traps, and because he is dead and Leon knows what the body is, they're going to be cautious for these EEDs as well.
There you go. They, as you mentioned it, they explode right in Meepy's face. They do damage, but it's not enough, of course, to kill him. They do 60 damage.
Leon's one away from death as well.
But he's not going to be moving away from Piano. He's got to fear Gohan. That's really the biggest thing he's got to look for, because damage from the Amelie can definitely make things complicated for the Buck in this position, as there might be damage done to Secret, but no kills yet for FaZe Clan.
Time is starting to tick down for Secret, but because they have this early access to the Piano, they've already opened up these sight lines, as Leon's going to make good use of it, as Meepy did get the Capitoy arrow kill as well. And Lems is going to get the kill onto Mav, so all down to Cameraman, and it will be Team Secret taking out FaZe Clan. A very comfortable round there for Secret, and they will take Consulate 6 rounds to 1.
Yeah, at the end, it's just FaZe Clan gave up. You could see it in their faces. They were not playing almost at all. There was Gohan that was putting numbers up on the board, players trying to support him, but unfortunately, the communication was already too hurt.
It was gone.
Yeah.
Wasn't there.
And Gohan getting 3 kills, 2 of them off of that 1 round playing as the Maestro. Unfortunately, FaZe's entire play, these 7 rounds on our map here on the console, is just very disappointing. But I'm sure they'll be back, and we might see them in their next big international tournament, as you know, they still have a shot to qualify to the Pro League finals in Rio. Still have 7 weeks of Pro League for that. But here, Team Secret, of course, they're the highlight of this end of day, as they're the last team to qualify through. Speaking of highlights, let's take a look at some of what happened on Consulate.
A lot of good strategies being set by, I nearly said IDK there, but it is Team Secret. This was a big play whenever I seen the refrags coming out from Secret. That was whenever I thought in my mind, yeah, Secret have finally clicked on. They know exactly what they want to do. Lems played very impressive for me, some big high potential kills, and then you can never write off Leon and Gids as well with his Buck plays for that top-down verticality. And I would say that the Secret, they predicted nearly every move that FaZe wanted to go for.
Honestly, at some point, I just think FaZe kind of gave them the advantage in every single round. There were rounds, there was garage defense round, where FaZe basically had the advantage, and then they threw it away. This is the round where they were attacking into the top floor, FaZe Clan. They chuck in the grenade, they get the 2 kills, and then they decide to push into a mirror window regardless. And unfortunately, there were no drones there to scout out the players that were setting up already in that position. They kind of thought that the Legion would just stand right in position. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. He just used the smoke to his advantage, because that is Secret. They will react to everything that you do. And FaZe were so so rigid in this match. This is not the team that we're used to seeing in
No.
professional play.
That's what we were scared of, was that. So let's actually throw up the bracket for Group D, the Group of Death. That is how it finished.
At the end, I don't want to call this Group of Death anymore. It was kind of I kind of expected it.
The Group of Meh.
Yeah, it really was. Now, Rogue FaZe, pretty interesting game. You know, Rogue Secret, pretty interesting as well. Otherwise, it wasn't as much of a Deathly
Only
Hallows
2-1.
kind of thing.
That was only 2-1 was the Rogue and FaZe.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm kind of disappointed. I was expecting a lot more plays to come out from FaZe and from Orglis as well, but looked like FaZe were not prepared for this, even though they boot camped quite extensively for an entire week in the Astralis Gaming House.
Team Secret didn't.
In Denmark.
They didn't. Team Secret did not boot camp.
No.
They were one of the only teams who didn't. I believe Orglis was the only other one.
Yeah, Leon was just playing zombies at home. That's literally it.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know he gets really happy. He gets super giddy whenever Team Secret do something really, really cool. Because here they go to the quarterfinals. And really, that's a huge achievement, being able to make it through there. So, fortunately, that is the end of the group stage. We've gone through all 3 days, which means there's one day that separates us from the big stage in the back.
You get to go on that big stage. Me,
Unfortunately,
not so much.
not yet. Our young Padawan not graduated.
We'll see. There might be something coming up on Saturday. Who knows?
Who knows? But we'll recap everything, bring up brackets up on the board. Of course, here's the playoff bracket. Vitality will play against Team Secret, former teammates as well here. G2 Esports to face off against Millenium. The winner of that, I wonder who it will be. It's definitely going to be a very interesting game. EG versus NIP, and then Rogue facing off against Obey Alliance. 3 North American teams make it through. 4 European teams, and then NIP, the lone Latin American survivor in the playoffs bracket.
No APAC. That's quite upsetting. I would have liked to see at least one APAC. Could have potentially seen all 3, but we will see all NA teams.
It's heartbreaking that the 4 EU teams are on top. So EU team guaranteed for the grand final, that's for sure. And then it just depends. Does Latin America have what it takes to beat EG? Do NIP have that? If not, then it's going to be EU, NA yet again in the grand final. And I have a thing or two in mind about how this will end up.
Yeah, a couple of predictions that we could throw up out, but I think we're better just leaving that until the weekend, because we may be wrong, we may be right.
No, we're always right. What are you on about?
This is what I have to work with.
Someone that's very confident, to say the least. But
that's very true.
Unfortunately, as you mentioned, that is all that we have for you in the group stage, which means that tomorrow we're going to take a day off to prepare everything. We've got a lot of activities, a lot of VODs, a lot of videos to be prepared for the playoffs, as the stage is almost complete. So we'll get to see what happens on the weekend. Friday, 12:30 p.m. CEST. Make sure that you are watching, because you are in for a treat. Believe me, the playoffs will blow your mind. The stage already has done so for us, so we'll get to see how you guys react to it. Make sure that you post things on socials. Make sure you post on Reddit. We want to see what you have in mind for all this. Predictions for the matchups, predictions as well, is what we have prepared here. The grand finals, maybe playoffs of the Paris Major. Pretty excited for it.
Be good. Be good.
All right. With all of that, of course, thank you very much for watching. From myself, from Harry, from Wilkie, from Devin, from Ix and Intero and the production team and everybody here at Ubisoft and ESL. I want to make it as long as possible for a producer. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on Friday for the playoffs of the Paris Major.